Hello all my beautiful little unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. And if this is the first time that you're on my channel, my name is Vanessa Somuayina. You guys know me as the Unicorn Mom, your big sis here on YouTube, as well as your favorite tarot reader on the internet. And you guys, for today's video, I have your November predictions and horoscopes prepared for you. That's right, you guys, this video consists of two parts in order to help you to receive your very own personal November prediction. So for part one, I will introduce you to three symbols in just a moment's time, and I would like you to pick one of these three symbols intuitively. Pick whichever symbol that you naturally feel drawn toward, and then head down into the description box or to the top of the comment section. Then click the timestamp of said symbol, and you will be fast forwarded to the relevant portion of this video. And you guys, that is just the beginning, because once you've received the first part of your November prediction, you then get to go back to the timestamps, click your zodiac signs timestamp, and you will be fast forwarded to the second, even more intricate part of your November prediction, which is the horoscope portion based on your zodiac sign. And combining these two magical parts together will make for your super personalized November readings. And for all of my fellow astrology geeks and enthusiasts, I highly recommend that you not only watch your sun sign, but also feel free to tune into your moon and rising sign for a extra personal touch to your reading. And if you're completely new to my channel and you love this space that you just discovered in the YouTube multiverse, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because I have been uploading monthly predictions for years now, and that way you'll never miss another horoscope video to prepare you for your upcoming month. So you guys, that's how this video works. It's simple and straight to the point. All of the timestamps can be found below, as well as the most important astrological events that are taking place during the month of November. Just read up on it in the description box. I've written it all down for you. So in November, we are moving from Scorpio season into Sagittarius season, and it's definitely going to be a month of fun, adventure, and success, as long as you step up to the plate, of course. And guys, I'm about to introduce you to the three symbols, but before I do so, I just want to point out that at the time of me uploading and publishing this video, my Halloween promo is most likely still going on. For absolutely any order that you place in my online store receives a free 10-minute prediction that is sent to your email address within 24 hours of your purchase. All the deets to that are below in the description box, and of course, if you make multiple purchases on my website, then you will receive multiple different readings sent right to your inbox for you to download and watch in peace. And the readings that you will receive contain messages about everything that you need to hear right now. But anyways, you guys, let's not get too caught up within the intro. I will now introduce you to the three groups that I have prepared for you. I will put them on the screen without any kind of distraction whatsoever, so feel free to pause the video right here if you need a moment to meditate on these groups. And once you've selected the group that best suits you, click your timestamp and you'll be fast forwarded to the relevant part of this video. So yeah, you guys, that's it from the Unicorn Mom. I will catch you all at the click of your timestamps. Hello all of my beautiful babies of symbol one. Welcome to part one of your November prediction and horoscope. So this part is based on the symbol that you chose, and then once you've tuned into this part, you get to move on to your zodiac signs portion of your November prediction, which makes for a very personalized and one-of-a-kind mixture of two readings, meaning that it's like you're receiving a personal reading that you don't need to pay for, that you put together right here on my channel, that you can enjoy every single month, because you guys know I always go to great lengths to make the best, most interactive, personalizable videos possible. So first up, we've got the 10 of Cups. As you can see, group number one, the 10 of Cups represents, emotionally speaking, stability, love, infatuation with another person, which is mutual, and completion when when it comes to your love life and your private affairs. So the month of November is really bringing you good vibes, good energy, and amazing abundance into everything that is connected to your heart and your emotions. So we've got family vibes going on here. We've got happy relationship energy and just overall a healthy love life, all right, with someone who respects you, who looks at you as an equal. Ooh, next up, we've got the Five of Diamonds. And I see why this is very meaningful, because the Five of Diamonds can definitely show here that you've got to spend a little bit more money than you want to. So it's great to have someone by your side with whom you can have fun with, regardless of whether money is being spent or not. And just FYI, my viewfinder is over here. So if I look over, you know precisely why, group number one. So I do want you to know here in the Five of Diamonds that some sort of taxes may come up. You may have some insurances that you've got to cover or pay that you are just kind of signing off on during the month of November. And of course, it's like not your favorite thing to do, but you know you've got to. So you'll be a little bit more frugal for the rest of the month of November, which is fine. Next up, we've got the Seven of Diamonds. Now, the Seven of Diamonds shows us that you're anyways on to bigger things. You know that what seems like a big bill or a big purchase at this point in time is sooner rather than later just going to be like spare change for you. You are building when it comes to your career and the earthly realms and your earthly success, and you definitely have some way bigger goals and aspirations ahead of you. So you're not too worried right now if you've got to be a little more frugal here and there, and you're also in a space where you are willing to build with a partner. So someone doesn't have to immediately come with a lot of like financial freedom and a lot of assets. For you, it's more important to be with somebody who is loyal, someone whom you can trust, someone who respects you, and someone who is just as ambitious as you are. And then next up, within the Page of Cups, I see that November is also a great month for new beginnings for relationships. So even if you are in a romantic connection, it will be like a new beginning. It will feel like a fresh start to your relationship. And the Page of Cups also frequently brings good news in the form of emails and phone calls that will make you excited for what comes next. So if you're looking to receive an answer from somebody in regards to whether you have passed an exam, whether you're getting that job, or someone that you're interested in romantically, and you need a sign, you need them to like reach out to you so that you know that, hey, this person is actually interested in me, know here in the Page of Cups that that sign will come towards you during the month of November. The waiting game is over. And then next up, we've got the Two of Diamonds, and this card shows that balance is important for your personal life and your work life. So group number one, you may feel as though your work life is overwhelming and like you just need a little bit more time for you to chill, to relax, and the Two of Diamonds shows us exactly why. You have been trying to balance everything for so long that at this point, it's time for you to just have like a little time out, a little time on vacation. So the month of November is a great time for you to do a staycation if you can't go anywhere or you can't afford to at this point, because as already mentioned, you are already spending a lot of money on some other necessities that you can't really scrimp out on. So it could just be time for you to take a little staycation in your home, or even with someone close to you whose home you feel super comfortable at. Next up, we've got the Ochre Sea Star, which shows us that you're embracing some rapid changes. So this is actually a card from my Below the Surface Oracle deck, and I love this because it is representative of the fact that you are fully equipped for any changes that may come your way. And I hope you guys can see these cards and that they're not too overlit. So if you're looking for a sign, if you're looking for something that's telling you that you've got this, that you can do this, that your goals are totally manageable and achievable, this is it, symbol one. Understand here that yes, rapid changes are coming, and it may seem overwhelming, is what I meant to say. However, you're fully equipped for them. Don't doubt yourself to the degree that you have. And in the Longhorn Cowfish, you've got something coming your way, something shiny and new. Expect a valuable gift. And this card actually depicts some jewelry from my line on Bow Life as well, because if you know, you know. Then you will recognize it on this card from my latest oracle deck, and it represents that you will receive something from someone, a gift in the form of either jewelry, a gemstone, just something small but very meaningful. Also, one thing that is often given when the longhorn cowfish shows up is something very valuable and dainty that is like a family heirloom. And the mantis shrimp brings you the message to not give up. So symbol 1, you have this reoccurring message for you that you just can't give up. You're about to turn a corner. And the thing is, like, we don't know when we are so close to reaching the light at the end of the tunnel, because of course the light will get bigger the closer you get. But if you've ever been in a tunnel and you start seeing the light, it takes ages before you actually reach it, and you don't know how long it will really be. And the thing here is that you are almost there. If you needed a sign that any kind of challenge or suffering is going to be over soon, this is it. Don't give up now. The month of November will be pivotal. It will be an important turning point, and a huge part of that could be that we've got some strong astrological changes that are coming for us. After all, we are transitioning from Scorpio season into Sagittarius season, and Scorpio season is intense, it's emotional. It ends on November 22nd, and that's when adventurous, fun Sagittarius season begins. So it's just going from one very intense sign to another, and I want to point out to you that this can often have you feeling impulsive. And make plans, all right? Group number 1, it is important that you create a schedule and an itinerary. It's not like you have to stick to it precisely, but just know that it is like a guideline for what you're supposed to do, and just to keep you on track and stop you from giving up or changing course right before you hit success. And then we've got the Dumbo octopus. You guys, if you Google Dumbo octopus, you will thank me. This is the cutest octopus I've ever seen. So of course, it had to make it into my below the surface oracle deck, which is filled with beautiful oceanic creatures. And this cute little creature is all about not chasing. It's all about attracting what you desire rather than chasing it, because you are so cute, like the Dumbo octopus. All right, you've got your life together. You may seem small, maybe even physically small, but man, you've got a little kick to you. You've got a punch behind what seems as though you are just like a put together cute little individual. No, you are definitely someone who's got some spice, who's got some zest, and you don't need to chase. And once you let go of this need to impress or for others to like you, this need to make people kind of chase you, trust me, the right people will flock towards you. If you feel like you always attract frenemies or even relationships that are unhealthy, that means take a step back, because in a way you are chasing that. In a way, you need to stop chasing and start attracting what is right for you. Stop putting yourself out there the way you have. It's time to take a little break away and see what comes to you as you're just focused on yourself. Now, group 1, or shall I say symbol 1, this is the first part to your reading that I've received for you. I hope that you've liked it. And now we'll tune into part 2, which is based on your zodiac sign. So how you can access that is by scrolling back down into the description box, click your zodiac sign's timestamp, and you'll be fast forwarded to the second, even more personal part of your prediction about everything that's coming towards you during the month of November. So I'll catch you over there. Hello, all of my beautiful souls who chose symbol 2. Welcome to the first part of your November readings and predictions. So I'll get straight into it using my Gentle Heart Tarot deck, but as usual, you guys, you know we'll be using tons of different tarot and oracle decks in order to channel these divine messages for you. So symbol 2, let's see what November has in store for you guys. As usual, I would just like to point out that you should take the messages that resonate If there's anything that doesn't resonate at this point in time, make a little mental note and let it be, because it will come back at a later point, even if it doesn't make sense right now. So let's move into it. First up, we've got the Justice card. Now in the Justice card, I can see that November is a month in which balance will be created and karma will be served. So if someone has done you wrong and done you dirty, you will see them struggling in November and kind of getting the same thing back that they dished out to you. So anyone who can dish it but not take it, you are going to see what kind of repercussions are now in their life during the month of November. And just FYI, my viewfinder is over here in case I look over. I just want to make sure that you guys can see the cards and that everything is within the frame, of course. So let's move further into your reading. I like that you don't need to get your hands dirty, group number 2. Like, karma is going to do its thing. It's going to balance everything out. So even if you are mad at someone or a situation, don't be the one who feels the need to play God and punish the person. Their karma is on its way, all right? The dharma that they are creating for themselves, it is here in November. Next up, we've got the Strength card. The thing is, like, you have developed strength and resilience, and strength that comes from within over years and decades. Like, what other people think is going to hurt you, like, you've eaten their BS for breakfast in middle school and high school. You've been through it, group number 2. And the Strength card shows us here that rather than feeling the need to use violence or threats to control another individual, you can actually do so just by thought alone, just by the energy that you're radiating, the fact that you're not the kind of person who will put up with BS and you will not tolerate disrespect. And if it still happens, again, you are poised, you're elegant. You'd rather take a step back and a step away from that individual rather than roll around in the dirt and in the mud with dogs who have fleas and catch those fleas and that bad karma, so to say, yourself. You're staying far away from that and keeping your conscience clear, because you know that the time will come where they will reap what they have sown. And boy, those fruit are going to be some nasty tasting fruit. So next up, with the Knight of Crystals, I do also see there's someone coming towards you with strong fire sign energy. That's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. And the thing is, we are moving into Sagittarius season from the 22nd of November onwards. Up until then, we are in intense Scorpio season. So this makes for a very intense potential lover and friend coming into your life. So this is someone that is intrigued by you, that loves this inner strength that you've got, and someone who is just fascinated by who you are as a person. And the Knight of Crystals just shows a little bit of an obsession, okay? Not stalker level, nothing that is like uncomfortable in group number 2, but you will definitely be able to tell that they like you. You will definitely be able to tell that they want to be around you more. So next, you're being advised to do that health checkup you have been putting off. Group 2, don't lie to me. When was the last time you went to the dentist? When was the last time you had your pap smear done? When was the last time you went to get some blood work done? You know, like, when did you take your vitamins last, your supplements? Please, don't pretend like you've done everything the way you should. Health checkup has shown up for a reason. And it's not to scare you. It's not because in November you will figure out that you've got this huge health condition. No, this is about preventative measures. This is about taking care of yourself ahead of time before things get ugly, before it actually turns serious. So remind yourself here within the health checkup that it is so wildly important to do this on a regular basis, to not put it off. And it is also a form of self-care. And spend these extra dollars or these extra euros or Swiss francs, wherever it is that you live, to do this health checkup, especially if you have a good health insurance. They will cover most of it. Make use of that so that you can be aware of what's going on in your body. You can either put your mind to rest by knowing that you're super healthy, or you can take those little extra vitamins, those little extra gummies. You can even make it fun for yourself. I recently started taking vitamin gummies because I just like those way better than the stale little pills. And you know, you can really make it a fun task that keeps your mind at ease, because you know you're doing the right thing, and you also know that your overall healthy. So if you're a hypochondriac and you're not doing your health checkups, why are you hurting yourself? Why are you sabotaging yourself? Why are you causing anxiety to yourself? All right, so I'll just leave that question right there. Group number 2, let's carry on. Next up, we've got making a vision board. If you tuned into my last live stream on Twitch, and I'll leave my channel linked below because I do stream on Twitch, I would say pretty regularly as of recently. I just pull cards, I chill with you guys, I hang out with you guys. It is like a little self-care ritual for me. I have started to make my vision board for 2024, yes, all right? And it starts already now. I'm already going to work towards those goals now because I just feel like this cycle is going to be completed ahead of the 31st of December. It's time to already make a vision board, and you are being called to do the same thing, group number 2. Start by making a goal board, a manifestation board, a vision board, whatever you'd like to call it. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that you get yourself a piece of paper, a piece of cardboard, some sort of background, okay? I use this pretty professional looking like painting canvas. And what I do is I put lots of different images from Pinterest, from Instagram, from everywhere. I put them into a PowerPoint file. And then I print them out on glossy paper. I cut them out and I stick them to this canvas along with different quotes, along with just different things overall. And it just should represent my goals. And the pictures don't have to be precisely your goal. Like if you, for example, want to purchase your own home, it doesn't have to be a photo of the exact home that you want to purchase. It could also just be an aesthetic of the home. Of course, the more precise, the better, but it's not always possible. One thing I want to do in 2024 is I want to make Bolife's warehouse super beautiful, aesthetically pleasing, a huge vibe. But there is no picture of a warehouse like that that exists online how I envision it. So I just got to cut out pictures and post them and glue them onto my board that match that vibe that I'm trying to create, that I've got in my head. Maybe AI could help me to create a depiction of that. Actually, I should look into that. But you get the idea. Create this vision board, hang it up where you can see it, and trust me, you will see that a lot more things manifest when you see them every day, when you put this board somewhere where you can view it, than if you just think, okay, this and this and this is my goal, and then you just kind of let it sleep for a year. You will accomplish so much more with a vision board. It's time for you to do that, group 2. Next up, we've got sacrifices from my Wild Muse Oracle deck, which you guys have almost sold me out of again. You guys, I am literally almost out of this deck again. It is linked below in the description box if you're interested. There may be a wait list for the next batch because you guys have just been loving it. You've been purchasing it for yourself, for your moms, your sisters, for your cousins in different countries. I mean, you guys have been going wild on the Wild Muse Oracle deck, but I see why, because these depictions are just gorgeous. So sacrifices shows us here that during the month of November, you will have to sacrifice time for this planning. Yes, it will take time, energy, and effort for you to make the vision board. It will take time, energy, and effort to already start planning for 2024. And yes, people will say, well, why are you already doing that? We still have like 2 months. How does the saying go again? If you fail to prepare, you are preparing to lose. Something like that. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's how the saying goes, you guys. I've even said it before in one of my readings, but sometimes, you guys, I just forget about these little quotes. But you get what I'm trying to say, and trust your intuition. Like for me, I can feel that 2023 is already kind of dying down, is already kind of at the end, if you will. So it's time to already plan and get myself physically and mentally into a different vibration, into more of a 2024 space. And I know it may seem a little woo-woo to say you're already stepping into 2024 ahead of time, but let's be real, it's just a date. I think vibes, energies, cycles say a lot more than just a date on a calendar. So if you feel like this year needs to be a little shorter for whatever reason, quit it at this shorter interval and already mentally step into the next era if you know that that will serve you more. There is no reason to wait. Next up, we have got the 10-90 ratio. So I created this card based on the saying that life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% what you make of it. And I am finding this to be more and more powerful in my day-to-day life, reminding myself at every turn and every time I feel as though, why is this happening? This is more challenging than it needs to be. that life really is just 10% are these issues. 90% is the emotions we attach to it, how big that we make these issues in our heads, and how much we actually give them the privilege to take up space in our minds. So it is really time to move on. Like, we don't have time to overthink things. We don't have time to overthink emotionally unavailable men. We don't have time to overthink why this isn't working in our business or side hustle that we're trying to create. All we have time for is to rectify, to course correct, and to do things that do work. Stop asking yourself why it hasn't taken off yet, why this isn't working, how come he hasn't committed, how come you feel as though you're still a loner at your big age, why don't you have a friend circle? It doesn't matter. Time to move on from the ruminating thoughts, group number 2. Time to take action. It is absolutely nonsensical to spend your time worrying about why something hasn't worked rather than investing that time in different approaches to actually making something work, and just reminding yourself that you are trying, you are getting there. There has never been any kind of success story that just started with someone being born and immediately being successful. You've got to work on it. You need to try and fail and then try again. The most successful people, they fail their way to the top through the good, the bad, the hideous, and the average. And, none of us are so special or so naturally talented that we don't have to put in the work. Whether it's a YouTube channel like you guys see me doing, it's taken years and years of practice. Maybe it is also just something like art that you're doing. Give yourself time and grace. Move on from unhelpful thoughts. And then we've got the queen of everything to close off your reading. Group number 2, you are the queen of everything. If you needed a sign and a symbol to remind you of who the F you are, because maybe you've been hanging around people who have drained you, who have narcissistic tendencies and tend to always see what you need to work on and always give you constructive criticism. No, we don't need that. Constructive criticism has a time and a place, and that is not when you're on your throne contemplating your next moves and making sure you are confident enough to chase your dreams and your aspirations. Know here that you have a type of energy that a lot of people are envious of, and there is a light in you that people will see and feel drawn towards. Not just amazing people, but also people who want a little taste of that cake for themselves, no matter if it costs you your light. There are people who will really try to drain the light out of you so they can light themselves up, even if that leaves you dark. And you've got to be aware of that. You've got to be aware that your queen or king energy, because I know a lot of you are boys on my channel as well, that is going to attract all sorts of different individuals. And you need to start to discern and protect yourself from the ones that don't have your best interests at heart, and keep those super close that are real ones, that will always remind you of the fact that you can do anything when you need it the most. Group number 2, I hope that you enjoyed this first part of your reading. I know it got super intense and passionate, but I hope that you can appreciate the honesty and these messages coming through in this way, because I don't like to downplay my emotions. I like to really go with it when it comes to me. So now what I'd like you to do is scroll back down into the description box, click your zodiac signs timestamp, and then you will be fast forwarded to the second, even more intricate portion of your reading. And I truly do urge you to add these two parts together in order to receive your highly personalized November predictions and horoscopes. So I will catch you at the click of your zodiac signs timestamp. Hello, symbol 3, and welcome to the first part of your November predictions and horoscopes. My name's Vanessa Somuayina, and I am going to be guiding you through this portion of your reading by channeling all of these messages using my tarot and oracle cards, as well as my intuition and my psychic abilities to help prepare you for this upcoming calendar month. Just FYI, my viewfinder is over here. In case I look over, you know why. But now let's get into it with my Gentle Heart Tarot deck, which is actually the first tarot deck I ever published. I am so proud of how well this deck has done and how much you guys have loved it. And I think it is a very appropriate deck for your November predictions, as it brings very gentle, loving, kind vibes to the table. And I think we could all make some good use of that. So first up, we've got the 6 of crystals for you. Group 3, or shall I say symbol 3, the 6 of crystals represents victory and triumph. So it looks as though the month of November is starting off on a very positive note for you. But I feel called to put this together with another card. I'm just getting this intuitive calling that there is a reason why this has showed up. We've also got the 6 of diamonds. So this is for more information. The number 6 is of importance for you, symbol 3. The number 6 is a number of gratitude. It is a number of generosity, also family ties being really strong, and the suit of diamonds corresponds to the element of earth, and then we had the suit of crystals, which corresponds to the element of fire. So I want you to know that creatively speaking, when it comes to your career, you will have some amazing inputs and insights that will just catapult you to another level when it comes to your professional life. So your ideas are truly going to change either your business or the business that you work in, and the way that you learn is going to be completely shifted. If you have struggled to learn in the past, to study, to sit down and focus, I want you to know that the month of November brings a newfound kind of vigor in you to really finally hone in on your skills that you need to make it to that next level in life where you have choices. That's what I see in the 7 of Cups. You are creating choice for yourself. Choice when it comes to romantic partners, because you know your worth and your value and what you bring to the table, and you will not settle for anybody's crumbs. Choices when it comes to your career, because you've got the accolades, you've studied. When you enter a room, you're confident, and you know why, because you've worked hard and you've proven yourself, and you've gotten the degrees, okay? You have gotten those certificates that you need. So you can choose now. You're no longer in a situation where you're begging, you're choosing. We've got 2 cards that popped right out of the deck while I was shuffling. This is meaningful. This means that your guides are here, and they're pushing this card into the reading because there are messages you are meant to receive from these cards. We've got the Page of Diamonds, which actually showed up in reversed, and then the 3 of Diamonds. So I want you to understand here that when it comes to the 3 of Diamonds, it is time for you to make your group that you work in a little bigger. Your study group, your work group, just overall. November brings an opportunity to manage more people, rightfully so, because you've proven that you're a great leader. And in the Page of Diamonds, I see that you are moving on from being like a newbie, from being fairly young to have this much responsibility, to it kind of being the norm. If you've ever seen like one of those companies where the manager, the boss is like pretty young, but somehow it just seems natural to everybody, like everyone still listens to them, everyone still respects them, because you can just tell they've worked hard to get there, they've earned it, and they deserve it. That's the kind of vibe I'm talking about for you, symbol 3, that you are exuding, and that's getting you to the next level of having this social hierarchy tilted in your favor at work, but also in your personal life. People are looking to you for inspiration. They're looking to you to figure out different ways how they can also progress. I see here within the Create and Progress card from the Wild Muse Oracle that the month of November will bring some huge leaps in your creative pursuits that you have personally. So this has nothing to do with work. These are your hobbies. Either picking up a hobby again, like we've got here painting. Another thing I'm hearing is acting, things that have to do with water, okay, swimming, diving. Another thing that I'm getting in Create and Progress is working out, being outdoors. So picking up on that and progressing in that, and not being afraid to do something that is now out of your comfort zone. So let's move further into your reading. We've also got Stormy. So here within Stormy, I want you to clearly understand that the month of November will bring some stormy weather, even natural disasters around you, and potentially things such as some minor damages, okay, like trees falling onto roads and cars, not necessarily like in a way that someone will get hurt, but just in a way that everyone knows, all right, Mother Nature is more powerful than we sometimes give her credit for, and we got to pay some respect to this planet that we all inhabit. And we got to remember that we have sometimes created this godlike image of what humanity is. If Mother Nature were to really want to eradicate us, we wouldn't stand a chance, honestly, even with all our technological advances. And next up, we've got the 1090 ratio, and this card that I created is representative of the fact that life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% how you respond to it. Remind yourself in November, whenever you want to get worked up about something is what I meant to say, and whenever you feel a little taken aback, remind yourself that your reaction is often more long-lasting and impactful than what even transpired. So if you have that much power, imagine what you could do if your reaction was one of feeling uplifted, of feeling optimistic, and of just problem solving rather than thinking of the problem and how annoying it is in itself. You can accomplish so much more if you just focus on the solution. And in Hidden in Plain Sight, I want you to know that a lot of things will be hidden in plain sight in November that you will only be able to access when you pay attention consciously to it. But there's a reason why you're here receiving this reading, group number 3. Don't forget that. That is to make you aware of this. Now, hidden in plain sight, what am I talking about? I'm talking about great deals and coupons. Okay, for food, for gadgets that you need. Also, if you wear makeup or if you use certain products, certain beauty products, health products, there are coupons around. Don't miss out on them. Why pay extra if you can literally just use a coupon and save some of your hard-earned coin, honestly. Next up in Hidden in Plain Sight, another thing that I'm getting here is that there are a lot of opportunities for vacations that are essentially free. Okay, partake in a lot of these little competitions that they often have printed out. Like if you buy, I remember they used to have this on like cornflakes boxes and stuff. So when you purchase things, there are opportunities for you to enter these little giveaways. Okay, so you're buying discounted products, you're entering the giveaways, and let me tell you, you are going to win some sort of prize. I am hearing vacation, getaway, something that has to do with also like making your car in better condition, making your home in better condition. There will be an improvement to your life from something that's hidden in plain sight that you always thought like, meh, I'm not gonna win anyways, or I'm not gonna get that anyways. Trust me, Hidden in Plain Sight shows us that there are so many opportunities you have been sleeping on. Don't sleep on them during the month of November. You would be surprised how lucky and fortunate that you're going to be. Next up, we've got the Blue Whale, which is the last card of my Below the Surface Oracle deck. Can you guys believe we're only using cards from my self-published decks in this reading? I didn't even notice because I've got other ones laid out as well. But this is so surreal to me because like 2-3 years ago, I dreamed of being an author, of having published my own tarot and oracle decks. And here we are, you guys. So you really got to dream big, okay? Take me as an example. So here in the Blue Whale, know that this card stands for ultimate fulfillment. So November will leave you feeling super fortunate and fulfilled when you're not sleeping on these opportunities, because guess what? The Blue Whale says to dream big and it will all work out. When you dream big, when you shoot for the moon and you still land among one of the stars, you will never think to yourself, oh, I shouldn't have taken that shot, or oh, I regret that I just didn't land on the moon. You'll be grateful for what you have, and you'll know that you can take more shots and eventually you will land on the moon. And then last but not least, we've got the Broad Cup my God, this is a tongue twister. We've got the Broad Club Cuttlefish, which shows us that some rapid changes are coming towards you, and it's time for you to let your flexibility serve you. In a time of change, there are a lot of people who will panic. There are a lot of people who will not know what to do, but you, symbol 3, you have a very flexible side to you. Yes, you can be princessy at times, but if you really need to roll up your sleeves and get something done, you will. Even if it unalives you, you are going to put your best foot forward. And in November, that's what's going to make you shine. That's what's going to show others that you are worth the respect, as we spoke about this young CEO and boss energy, because people can tell you are not just some spoilt Gen Z or spoilt millennial. No, You may have your moments where you're a little extra, where anxiety takes over, but you're tough as nails, especially when it comes to business. And I do see here that people are so impressed by that during the month of November. So don't let your guard down when it comes to your business face. If you've got an RBF, embrace it. This is the month for you to be no nonsense in front of anyone who isn't close friends and family. Trust me, it will serve you far more than you expected. So group 3, we are at the end of this first part of your prediction, and I truly hope that you've enjoyed it and found it insightful. Feel free to let me know in the comment section. But now it's time for us to move into the zodiac portion of your reading. So what I ask you to do is to scroll down into the description box, make sure that you click your zodiac signs timestamp, and then you'll be fast forwarded to the second, even more intricate part of your prediction, where you will receive your November horoscope. So I'll catch you all at the click of your zodiac signs timestamp. Hello, my beautiful Aries baby, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your November 2023 prediction. So this is based on your zodiac sign, and the fact that you're an Aries shows that the month of November is going to be super interesting for you. So pay close attention to this reading, because moving from Scorpio season, which is very intense, into Sagittarius season, which is highly adventurous, speaks volumes for Aries, because you are a pretty flexible, adaptable sign, which is ruled by Mars. You are very energetic and pioneering, as well as assertive. So this is a great time of the year for you to make waves. So I'm going to get started with my Wild Muse Oracle deck and get straight into your reading. So first up, we've got Connect with Nature, as well as Leap of Faith. So as already mentioned, I want you to know here in Leap of Faith that this is a very Aries-like kind of vibe to receive for you for November, okay? Taking a leap of faith and being unafraid to try something new, and also betting on yourself. So if there's something that you kind of want to try, and if you knew you couldn't fail, you would go for it, I want you to know that November is the perfect time for you to take the leap, to bet on your own personal success and the fact that you can do what you set your mind towards. This is a month that is filled with energy, which brings out the side of you that is spontaneous. And also, I just want to point that out immediately, because you guys come to me for my readings, not just for predictions, but also for solutions about challenges and the parts of each month that can be a little bit hard to manage, and connecting with nature is a great way for you to recuperate, because there's so much going on for you during the month of November, which we will further get into, my gorgeous Aries baby. You will also need a little time out, a little time for rest, a little bit of recuperation, and just overall to not be around so many people all the time, because your social muscles are definitely going to be used. They may even be pretty strained by the end of November. So it is important that you connect with nature, so that by the end of the month, you don't feel like you've taken so much action and been in so many situations that your batteries are just kind of empty. Next up, we've got Create and Progress. So my gorgeous Aries baby, you will make some amazing progress when it comes to creative ventures during the month of November, and you will create something that drives you and pushes you forward in ways that you didn't think were possible. So for me, just to give you an example, right now I have this promo, this Halloween promo going on, where any of your orders receives a free reading. And that was for me a create and progress kind of moment. I hadn't thought of that before, is what I meant to say. And when I did come up with it and executed it, it was a leap of faith, but you guys have been loving it. And it's been a creative process, which has allowed me to progress. And the same thing happens for you in November. You will come up with an idea similar to the one that I just shared with you, the idea that anyone who orders in my store gets a free reading sent to them during this time frame, and you will have something similar pop up for you that just refreshes the entire job that you're doing, that just refreshes your business side and allows you to feel as though you've taken a leap that really pays off, because people love it. And ultimately, when you're creating value, people will always come back to support you. Now, next up in Touch with Your Body, my gorgeous Aries babies, if you just ate something kind of unhealthy today, all right, I just want you to know that in November, rather than being hard on yourself for unhealthy foods or maybe just not having your dream body at the moment, you are just going to take the little steps forward that are necessary for longevity and change. So the other day when I was streaming on Twitch, one of you asked me what my workout routine was. And as I was answering your question on the live stream, I was basically just saying, you know, I do walks, I do runs, I do a little bit of fitness. I just do a little bit of everything when I feel like it. And that keeps me excited and motivated and consistent. I'm just the kind of person where if like I have to do an hour a day or twice a week or however much it would be, that is to me not very exciting. That is not really something that makes me feel like getting workouts done or eating healthily, but instead just knowing that I have the freedom, and the most important thing is to move or to just eat something healthy, period. Then I have a lot of options, right? On the days where I'm feeling hormonal or I'm in the middle of my cycle or I'm just overall feeling a little weaker, I know I can walk and I don't have to run, because also this job comes with a lot of strain in many different ways. It is important to have that flexibility. And one thing that I'm getting for you is that you need the same, my gorgeous Aries. You need flexibility. You need to be able to set your own pace. And the Three of Blades here shows us that November is definitely going to bring this big moment of heartache. And I hope that you can appreciate my honesty as we figure out what this heartache means and what it correlates to. So as you guys know, I always read the cards authentically. I never leave out any challenging messages or anything that may seem like very blunt, like something difficult is coming up. And here the Four of Crystals shows me that a relationship close to you is actually going to fall apart. It's going to split. So the Four of Crystals shows that this was a very solid relationship, because the number 4 is a number of stability. It is a number that is often used to refer to marriages, for example, people actually like living together. And here with the Four of Crystals and the Three of Blades, I see that a relationship that you are surrounded by is going to actually result in a heartache betrayal situation, and you will be observing this, because the Three of Blades and the Four of Crystals shows us that this is a relationship you thought would not break up. But you know, the thing is, we see in from the outside and we never really know what's going on internally in these relationships, whether it be those closest to us or celebrities, but I see that it's going to be very unexpected. And I want you to know here with the Raven that the reason for this is going to be a secret that's revealed, and you're going to be in shock. Okay, November is going to reveal a lot of tea to you. It's going to reveal a lot of secrets and information that you didn't know. That, I mean, of course, obviously it's a secret. How could you have known? But just a lot of information that you absolutely did not expect, like somebody cheating. I mean, real secrets that are just wowza. And here within the Peacock, rather than scaring you, I see that you are confidently stepping in to be there for those who are affected most by this. So somebody's children, if you are close friends with an individual who's going through this, then of course you're confidently gonna be there for them. You're going to make sure that they have someone to speak to hold on to, someone trustworthy that also isn't judging them for not seeing the signs sooner. So November is not just gonna come with you taking leaps with your own life, but November is also gonna be a month of doing a lot of emotional support for others. King Neptune shows that your sensitivity is on point in November. So that means your intuition will lead you to make the right decisions even at your work with little things. If you got projects to complete, work projects, you are the one who has the best intuition in your entire team from all of your coworkers. When you feel like something should be done a certain way, it's best to listen to you because you are going to pull the most success and the best outcomes in your career, professionally speaking, because you're super sensitive but still have the confidence to kind of underline the sensitivity without it seeming like you're just insecure. You know, when people are super sensitive and they're apologetic for it, it can seem like they're insecure. But Artemis shows us here that the thing is, you've got confidence even in your sensitivity, even in the fact that you have these psychic gifts that are uncovering themselves in November, like having a clairaudient, clairsentient, or clairvoyant vein to you. Being clairsentient means that you can already feel what's going to happen before the time has come. You can already feel what's manifesting. And clairaudient means that you may be actually even hearing some tips and hints of what's coming next. And being someone who is clairvoyant means that you can see things ahead of time, that you have this visual kind of input. And a great way to also test that, these skills and these psychic abilities, is to sit in meditation and see what comes up. Because when I meditate, sometimes I see things, sometimes I get these messages. I like to take note of them or even write them down and then see when they actually are projected into reality, because I see that November is definitely coming with a strong psychic tendency for you, my gorgeous Aries baby. So this is the reading that I received for you, and I hope that you've enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Feel free to let me know below in the comment section. Also, do leave a little elk emoji below to let me and others know that you are an Aries baby, because that is the only way anyone would know that you are a fellow Aries. And of course, you guys, don't forget that with any order that you place on my website, you will receive a free reading just like this one, and it will be sent to you within 24 hours of you placing your order. So make sure that you don't miss out on this fabulous, magical promotion. So my gorgeous Aries babies, I'm sending you hugs, love, and I can't wait to catch up with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my beautiful Taurus babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your November predictions and horoscopes. So this is based on your Taurus placement, and I hope that you enjoyed the first part of this video where you got to pick from 3 groups that I introduced you to during the intro. But now we will talk all things Taurus baby. And you guys, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as well as leave a little bear emoji below to let me and others know that you're a Taurus and you were here. Oh, we even had a message behind our bear, but we'll start off with the bear, shall we? And the bear represents rest. My gorgeous Taurus babies, I'm sure you'll be glad to hear this, but November is about snoozing, eating, celebrating. If you're somebody that celebrates festivities such as Thanksgiving, this is the month for you to just eat, thrive, and have some recuperation. Like, you've earned it, you deserve it. And as a Taurus baby, this is probably music to your ears. And I also want you to know here that work will not suffer because of this. You are a busy bee, you are a hard worker. As a Taurus baby, you're a practical person. You're not the kind of individual that is lazy, even though you like to chill and relax. Let's not get things confused here when it comes to Taurus. Taurus is still a very hard worker and has big aspirations when it comes to their careers, finances, and the material realm. But even when it comes to health, you take that very seriously. And that's where I can see with the bee and the bear that you will have the perfect balance of work as well as rest and restoration of your body, mind, and soul. And next up, we've got the swan, which represents love. So my beautiful Taurus babies, the love being represented with the swan shows us that November does bring a feeling of being loved and being cared for and taken care of. So going out for dinners and overall being in a situation where you're open to meeting new people, that is what's increasing this feeling of love. But I also want you to know here that if you're single, this is a huge sign and symbol that there is actual love just coming into your life during the month of November. And I want to see what days are the best when it comes to love and finding love. Okay, so we've got the 4th for you. If you're thinking of planning a date, the number 4 is great for love, and it's a perfect day for you to start a relationship and a connection. I'll add one more numerical die into this so we can figure out precisely what other day is very favorable, and we received the number 5. So the 4th and the 5th day of November are great when it comes to love for you. So if you're just watching this around that time, go on the dating apps, schedule dates, go out, go to that work party that you maybe weren't sure whether you will join. Okay, say yes to things on the 4th and 5th, either actually going out on those days or just kind of giving your RSVP during the 4th and 5th of November. And trust me, you will not regret it whatsoever. All right, next up we have the 6 of crystals. So within the 6 of crystals, we have triumph and victory during the month of November for you. So as a Taurus, you are probably used to being pretty sure of yourself. I mean, more assured than other zodiac signs. You may not notice it, but overall November, I want you to know, it brings you a little outlook to what your future is going to be like. So successfully completing some tasks at work or in your studies will show you that your future is bright because you have proven so many times over and over again that you are dependable, you're structured when it matters, you can complete tasks to a satisfactory level of quality, and overall you're someone to be taken seriously when it comes to your grind. And the 5 of crystals here shows us that you are actually going to be experiencing a little bit of internal conflict about resting because you are receiving recognition at your work for the projects that you have successfully completed, and you will also have a job opportunity given to you. That's what I see here, a job opportunity coming your way. And the 5 of crystals and the rest card shows that this is interfering with your rest because you kind of feel like you should go for all these opportunities, and that means that you're using less of your time to just relax and also get some beauty sleep and some naps. And a focal point is really work for you, my Taurus babies. If you identify as kind of a workaholic, then this makes sense to you. If work has always been very important, and in a way, even though we don't like to admit it, but if work has also defined your value to yourself in a certain way or to a certain extent, then it makes sense as to not wanting to slow down or miss out on opportunities. And this is definitely where I see that for Taurus, you are learning to differentiate your success with work and in the material realms and financial success, putting that onto one side, and your value as a human being being completely separate. And I think a lot of people actually, they don't realize how intertwined that is, that as soon as they would lose a job or not make any money or have to repeat a certain level or a year in school, all of a sudden they start to feel bad about themselves, or they start to feel like they're less worthy. They feel more insecure, and kind of in a way they're more irritable, and that all has to do with your value as a person being defined and connected to your work and how successful that you are when it comes to the earthly realms. But you're learning more and more, as I see here in the walrus calf, which also represents the number 7, to be alone, to be in solitude, and to embrace these emotions, to know that your inner world is safe, even if you sometimes feel like some of your worth or your value is connected to your work and how well that you're doing and how things look to other people in your life. It's not that you can't overcome it or that you can't detach it. I just think it takes time, and we all go through this phase where we are looking for identity in other people's eyes. Like when you look at someone and, you know, they tell you, wow, you're so successful, you're doing so well, then that kind of makes you feel safe, and it makes you feel like, oh, okay, what I'm doing is right, or okay, I'm doing something that's good here. And of course, it always feels good to be praised by others for your accomplishments, but we definitely need to learn to experience that feeling regardless of whether anyone else gifts you this feeling of like, wow, I really did something, you know, and gives you praise. Now we've got the promise. The promise represents, as you can see, a kiss. So intimacy, romance, soulmates, attraction, a partnership. We also had the swan, which represents love. So for my Taurus babies, the month of November is going to be very interesting, romantically speaking. It's going to be a heated, passionate month. It's going to be a month of a lot of kissing and making out and mutual attraction. Okay, this is like a soulmate finding month for my Taurus babies. And then we've got the majestic eminence. Now, this card represents a priestess. You can see she has her tiger that's guarding her. It's a full moon, and she's manifesting, she's creating, and she's manifesting out of her divine feminine. She knows her worth, and she knows that a lot of things that are immeasurable when it comes to money, like things that you cannot put into a number, like caring for somebody, loving someone, like cooking an amazing meal. Of course, you can add up how much the ingredients cost, but the actual skill of putting it together, right? Spiritually protecting someone, being there for someone. These are all things that are invaluable, meaning you cannot put a price tag on it. And those are the skills that I see you really flourishing in and bringing them to the table in November to your friends as well as lovers. And this makes you very irresistible and makes it hard for anyone to break up with you or even fathom the thought of losing you, because you bring this value to the table that they know isn't easy to ever find again. So you got the upper hand in love during the month of November, my gorgeous Taurus babies. And I want you to enjoy this. I want you to be in your divine feminine energy, no matter who you identify as, and to enjoy your role as the seductress. Your body, your mind, your psyche is irresistible during the month of November, and this is really the month for you to choose. This is the month for you to exemplify that you see yourself as the prize, and when you treat yourself like a prize, that's how you teach others to treat you as well. So don't be surprised if you have a lot of different individuals coming up to you telling you you somehow look happier, better, like you've glowed up, and even people who are romantically interested in you spoiling you more than ever, okay? Giving you like early Christmas gifts, taking you out on lavish, fancy dates, and paying you a lot of compliments about your appearance and also the way that you move your body, particularly the way you sway your hips and the way that you move your hands and your mouth. Okay, your lips will be complimented a lot for looking beautiful, being soft to touch, to kiss, and also being a great kisser. Now, my gorgeous Taurus babies, this is your November prediction that I've received for you. I hope that you've enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Don't forget to leave that bear emoji below in the comment section if you haven't already. And of course, you guys, as a final reminder, the promo on my website, BoLife, where every order gets a reading just like this one sent to you in an email within 24 hours of you placing your order, is only up for a few more hours. So make sure that you make use of this promo. I don't usually do this, and I'm so excited for all of you to receive your little private mini readings in your email inboxes after placing your order, so you can have a little extra guidance that is more personalized. So my beautiful souls, thank you for tuning in, for being here, for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my gorgeous Gemini babies, and welcome to the second part of your November predictions and horoscopes. So this part is based on your sign, which is Gemini, and in case you did not see that during the intro or in the description box, the full moon on November 27th is actually in Gemini, which will bring up a need for change and spontaneity, and you will find that you are even more talkative and more inclined to storytell than usual, but in a way you are also feeling a little unattached, okay? So you are not going to blink if somebody disrespects you or treats you in a manner that you're not comfortable with, whether that is a friend, a coworker, or someone that you are dating. You are gone. You are not attached to anything or anyone from the 27th of November. You are going into savage Gemini mode. But now let's get into your overall November horoscope, shall we? I don't want to give away too much. So first up, we've got the ship has sailed. So for my Gemini babies, some sort of anchor symbol is going to be important during the month of November. And you'll be very confident this month, even if certain ships have sailed. As I already mentioned, you are not emotionally attached to anything that doesn't serve you. If someone is impatient with you giving them your time or your body and your attention, you will let them, if they represent the ship, so to say, you will let them sail and you will confidently stand ashore and you will remain there with your anchor, anchored into your space, because you are not going to rush or feel uncomfortable for anything or anybody. And you will see that the anchor will show up as a symbol and as a synchronicity for you during the month of November. So the anchor as a form of a piece of jewelry, the anchor showing up on a book cover, that is one thing that I'm getting, and also the anchor showing up in a movie that you're watching. Okay, so something kind of Pirates of the Caribbean themed, if you will. That is what I see here for November, that you will unexpectedly be reminded of this reading and think, oh yeah, right, Vanessa told me that the anchor would show up and that this actually represents my confidence and my ability to stand my ground. And furthermore, we've got the best of you. So November is looking like a really fabulous month for my Gemini babies because you are communicating clearly. As a Gemini, you're anyways a great communicator, but you're not taking BS from anybody and you're saying precisely what you want in your connections. And that is actually leading to you being more successful than ever. Okay, so not budging. This is a big skill that I can see you're developing because usually you are a bit more of a people pleaser. You are tending to try to make people comfortable, but I see here that you have realized in many instances it's not worth it, so you're saving that for those closest to you. And when it comes to negotiations about money and love, you are tough as nails, and that makes everyone want to have you on their team. Next up, we have got the Sea Star. The Sea Star shows sacred energy from you, and this sacred energy is being unlocked by this shift that you've got in your personality. It doesn't mean that you're becoming a different person. You're just unlocking another version of you that is tougher, but for a good reason and for a good cause, because it seems as though your kindness has been taken for weakness in these past weeks and months. Let me know below, my gorgeous Geminis, by leaving a star emoji in the comment section if you resonate with this message that your kindness has been taken for granted and as a weakness in the past weeks specifically. All right, and let's actually roll the dice so we can figure out what sign you need to look out for. Okay, here within this die, we've got Scorpio energy. In case you didn't know, we will still be in Scorpio energy during the month of November. It will first start off in Scorpio energy, and then things will shift into Sagittarius energy, all right? So we're starting off in intense Scorpio season, which I can see here is why you have to up your game when it comes to toughness and standing your ground. And just Scorpios in general may be extra triggering to you during this time and just not really the best vibe for you to be around just for this period of the year. Now, here in the Badger, I do see that the more you stand your ground and the more that you assure that you will not be played and that you have a willingness to let people walk away, you have a willingness to stand your ground, even if that costs you a job opportunity, but you will not sacrifice your dignity for someone else or for an opportunity. And that will actually make a lot of people sweat because you're going to call them out on their bluff. If you are dealing with narcissists on a daily basis, this will actually frustrate them a lot. Okay, if you have a narcissistic boss, which is something that I'm getting here, like a narcissistic person that you have to deal and work with. This is a boss kind of figure. This is someone who has something to gain by making you feel insecure, but they will reveal their true nature and their own insecurity and low self-esteem in November when you show that you're okay if their ship sails. You don't need them to be here. If they want to be here, then they've got to act right. If they want to do something else or engage with another person, sure, you're just telling them to suit themselves, move on, and enjoy their life. And you genuinely want them to live their best life, but without you. And I see here within the Knight of Pentacles that what this also shows is just that when it comes to your career, you are progressing towards Queen and King of Pentacles kind of energy. Currently, you're still in the Knight of Pentacles. You're figuring out how much power you really hold by standing your ground and sometimes just not budging, and that there's a difference between being driven by the ego to act in that way and being someone who is assertive and just standing their ground. There are two different types of ways of not budging, and you are doing the one that is actually healthy. It doesn't have anything to do with your ego getting in the way whatsoever. You just know when it's also time for you to make sure that others have to walk away from trying to open the Pandora's box. So as we can see here, this frog figure is carrying away. This is supposed to be Alice, as this is the Tarot in Wonderland deck, and we've got the Five of Pentacles. And as you can see, she wants to walk through this door. She's kind of in despair, but he's pulling her away, or they are pulling her away. We don't know who Frog identifies as, right? Frog is Frog. So Frog is pulling her away. You guys, sorry for my little pronoun rant and discovery mission with the Five of Pentacles, but basically this is what's happening in November. You are Frog. You are pulling anyone away who is trying to open a box that you know they don't want to open and that they can't deal with. Like, for example, picking an argument with you or trying to get you to change your mind, even though you have many times before given the benefit of the doubt, you have changed your mind and your plans for this person, and now they want to continue to try to put you in an uncomfortable position, but you're not doing that. You are not allowing the permission to walk through that door into this sacred space where you make countless exceptions for other people. Now, moving on in your reading, I can see with the Three of Cups reverse that the month of November is actually pretty quiet when it comes to consuming alcoholic beverages or eating super unhealthy foods. Of course, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, there will be an event as such, but for the rest of the month, I just want you to know you are really more of a homebody. You're not spending too much time outside. You're not partying too much. You are more cozied up inside, watching Netflix and other documentaries and laying in the bathtub, quite literally speaking. So next in the Seven of Cups, I see here that you've got all the options. It's not that you're lonely or that you don't have anyone to go out with or to hang with. The thing is just like, of all of the options that you have, I just want to show you here in a close-up. So here you have these different like drawers almost, right? And it is fun to have all of these options. And you're just picking whatever feels the best. You are by no means feeling pressure to stay at home or to kind of lead a lifestyle that is a little bit more quiet and calm in November. This is just by choice because you feel like that's what you need, and because you feel like you've already dealt with so many things in your professional life, in your work life, that once you're in a space where you can just relax and not have to deal with people, you're really, really happy to take that opportunity. And here in the Six of Blades reversed, I do also see that a lot of your thoughts will solidify themselves about somebody. So we spoke about people revealing their true nature and who they really are. So if you've had an icky feeling about somebody that they might not be good for you or they might just be using you, I just see that this will be revealed for November. The truth is going to come to light, and you're going to find that the truth actually is that your intuition was right, my gorgeous Gemini baby. And here in the Wheel of Fortune reverse, I just want you to understand that this represents the fact that it makes you feel like you should have listened to your intuition all along. It kind of makes you feel like you don't need luck, you don't need fate, all you need is your intuition, and that will guide you to wherever it is that you desire to go, and also protect you from people who just aren't even meant to be around you. So listening to your intuition more is a big lesson that you're learning for the month of November in the year 2023, and all of your thoughts, good and bad, will be confirmed, and you will think to yourself that your intuition is stronger than you ever thought. And you will also learn that when you stand your ground and you hold yourself up in value, you are actually really doing the things you want to do. You're really taking care of yourself. You're truly focused on yourself, not just ignoring somebody by like not texting them first, even though you're frantically checking their WhatsApp, like last seen, or what they're doing on Instagram or any other social media platform. That's not the vibe I'm talking about. I'm talking about you really focusing on yourself, not seeing when they were last online, not wondering when anyone is going to text you. That is what truly draws people in, and people can feel when you're on that kind of vibe. And that's what I've got for you, my beautiful Gemini baby, for the month of November. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. And as already mentioned earlier in the prediction, leave a star emoji below to let me and others know that you were here and that you're part of the Gemini fam, because that's the only way you would know that you're a Gemini. And also, of course, don't forget that the promotion where you receive a free reading, just like the one right now, but just a more personal one, a one that's a little more detailed with everything that you need to know, it's still on. So any order that you place on Bow Life will receive this free reading. All of the info is in the description box. Basically, any order that you place on my website, you will receive this extra free reading. And if you place an order for a personal reading on my website, then 10 free minutes will be added on to your prediction. So instead of a 20-minute reading, you will receive a full half hour. So all of my gorgeous Gemini babies, this is the reading that I've received for you. All of the deets are below to the promo that I just mentioned, as well as the deets to what decks that I've used. So I would like to thank you for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my beautiful fellow Cancerians. Welcome to the horoscope portion of your November predictions and horoscopes. So we're going to get straight into all things crab energy. I hope you're ready for this and to figure out precisely what November has in store for you. And during the intro of this video, I introduced you to the 3 groups that you could choose from. Make sure that you combine this horoscope portion with picking one of the 3 groups from the intro in order to receive a full comprehensive November prediction, because I want to make sure that you're as prepared as you possibly can be for this month. So first up, we've got the Ram. You are powerful AF, my gorgeous Cancerian babies. During the month of November, you're thriving, you are in a position of power, and nothing can stop you. This is a great month ahead for you, and I hope that you're just excited as I am to figure out in what ways, shapes, and forms means you're being extremely powerful, and we're to use this power. So we've also got energy. If you have been feeling low, or you've even been dealing with some chronic fatigue syndrome, I want you to know your energy is coming back. Your personal power is coming back. Your energy is on an all-time high, and it feels like November is reviving you. Like you've been tired and in a place of just almost being trapped for long, just feeling trapped in your own body and psyche. But November finally brings some relief and freedom. It could also be because we've got some very meaningful transits during the month of November. This is also the case because of some important astrological dates in November, such as, for example, on Thursday, November 9th, Mercury is entering Sagittarius, which will bring very adventurous, powerful energy into the realm. And combining this with your strengths, my beautiful Cancerian, it just shows that you are an empathetic, kind-hearted leader for the month of November and for this transit. And you're going to take huge leaps forward because guess what? Here in the horse, people trust you. People trust your leadership abilities. And that's also why you've got so much power, because people can tell that you don't just see them as a number. You are the kind of person who people can trust because you have empathy, because you are the kind of person who does look at each individual and their story, and then that's how you build your opinion. That's how you build your action plan. So people like you should be judges, should be cops, should be in healthcare and also in childcare, because you look at each case as an individual, even if by law, some people would say, well, number so and so, this is how they behave, this is what they did, this is what happened, so this is the conclusion. No, you look at everyone's story and you take your time with that. And I want you to know here that you are just such a protector. Being a crab baby, it just also is natural for us to be protectors. We like to feel at home and cozy. That's why we have our shells. They protect us, and they also provide a kind of like shelter for us to retreat into. And because we know that feeling as being a safe space, we like to provide that for others too. And that's what I see here within the koala. And so overall, like, November is just making you this person that others look up to and others want around them, because you are giving everyone all the feels that they need. Feelings of safety, feelings of them being able to trust you. Even in a position of power, you don't abuse the power. And here in connectivity to energy, just know that seeing how your journey is progressing, moving forward, and you're taking amazing leaps, it just overall gives you so much extra joy and energy. Furthermore, in November, there will be an unexpected journey to a place and a town that you need to travel to, most likely either to visit family or for work. That's what I see here within the journey. You're going to take a car or bus journey. Depending on how far it is and where you live, a train might be an option as well, but I know you guys, there aren't trains everywhere. But I do see just overall here, there's going to be a little unexpected trip that pops up. And the trip's whole point is to disconnect. As you can see, kind of pulling the plug on social media, pulling the plug on constantly being on the internet and seeing all of these photoshopped and highly edited versions of everybody, and also everyone's success highlight reel. Because that's basically what social media is, right? It's so easy to be scrolling down your Instagram or your TikTok or Facebook or YouTube and just think to yourself, wow, everyone is so successful, and where am I? Like, I feel so behind. And the thing is, like, you're not even letting yourself get to overthink that. You're not even allowing these thoughts to cross your mind, because you just disconnect as soon as they come near you, because you yourself feel how potent November is, and you don't want to lose that. Instead, you know your worth, my gorgeous Cancerian. And in Know Your Worth, this just shows us the vibe, the energy, the kind of self that you're putting forth in November. You're not here to play games. You're not here to be anyone's puppet. You're not going to allow any disrespect. No, you know your worth and you're adding tax to it. In November, don't be surprised if you have thoughts of your ancestors and your mom in the form of thinking, wow, they really put in so much effort, went through so much hardship just for me to let someone's dusty, crusty son or daughter kind of like not show that they think I'm worthy, just to let somebody else walk all over me. No, sir, absolutely not today, not in November, not for any Cancerians. Sedna shows that you always feel like you're enough. Any room that you enter during the month of November, you feel like you are more than enough because you know who you are, you know what you bring to the table, and you know you've got pure intent and a pure heart, and that is irreplaceable. That is something that money will never be able to buy. And you knowing your worth and also understanding that no matter what you want to do, there's always enough is a recipe for your success. So if you want to start an e-com store, for example, there are enough clients in this world. There is enough money to go around for you to be successful, financially free, and abundant. Even if there's already a lot of e-com stores, doesn't matter. Make your own. Yours can be special in its own way. And that is something that I learned just as an example from an e-com shop owner myself, is what I meant to say. If I would have thought to myself, man, there are already so many web shops, I would have missed out on creating something that I love so much, that I'm so passionate about, and I'm so happy that instead I embraced raw. I embraced the energy of sharing my gift, be it through these readings, be it through creating my business and the products that I love and I want you to enjoy, be it through just the fact that I'm putting myself out there in many different ways, and you are doing the same, my gorgeous fellow Cancerian baby. So use the spike in energy and power. Make sure that you continue to inspire others. Disconnect from media that makes you feel less than or insecure, because knowing your worth is everything during the month of November. And through keeping this mindset of sharing your gift and that there is enough space in the world for you to also be in the mix of sharing your gift, whatever that may be. It could be something in business, it could be a creative art form. Stepping into the mindset of sharing, of knowing your worth, of understanding that there is space for you, even if something similar has been done before, you are most likely actually even going to take a leap in one of these areas of your life that you absolutely didn't expect. Like, for example, finally starting that blog, that YouTube channel, creating that song, going into that acting class. You get the idea, because November will just give you that kind of radiant confidence and energy. So my beautiful Cancerians, please leave a crab emoji below to let me and others know that you were here and that you watched your reading all the way until the end. And also, you guys, don't forget the promo on my store, bowlife.com, is still on, where with any purchase you receive a reading just like this one sent into your email box for you to watch and enjoy and receive messages from about anything and everything that you need to hear. So my beautiful fellow Cancer babies, thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all of my gorgeous Leo babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your November horoscopes and predictions. So in this portion of the video, we're going to talk all things Leo, and we're going to figure out precisely and in great detail what's coming towards you during the month of November, what to look out for, and also in which areas of life you can just chill, lay back, and enjoy the ride. So let's get into it, shall we? First up, we've got adaptation. So I want you to know here with the octopus and adaptation that the month of November is a very flexible month for you. Regardless of what happens, whether there's a little extra work or for example, the weather is nice and you have more of an opportunity to spend time in nature than you anticipated, you will always use these free windows of time, or these windows of time that you budgeted as free, but now you've got tasks to do. You will always use them to your advantage, and there's no complaining from you whatsoever. Leo is about doing. Leo is all about walking the talk, not just talking the talk, and you are all about that during the month of November. And the other signs are looking to you thinking, man, how is Leo able to do it all? How is Leo able to keep up with their household, keep up with their career, do self-care, have a social life? Like, what's their secret? That is how others are looking at you in November. And next up, we've got the spider, which is all about creating. So you have understood that there are a lot of little pockets of time in your day that you have previously used to just scroll on your phone, for example. Like if you get up and you immediately use like 10 minutes to scroll on your phone, let's say for example it's a Sunday, you get up, you're on your phone for like an hour, then maybe you watch a show, you slowly make some food, then you're on your phone again for 20 minutes. And all of these little intervals, they add up, especially when we have other things that we could be doing. But instead of allowing yourself to feel bad about time that you have quote unquote wasted in the past, you're actually thinking to yourself, okay, maybe I need a little bit of time out. I'm not about the toxic productivity train, but now it's time to use all of these extra minutes to create. So I do see here that rather than feeling like you don't have enough time, like you lack one of those resources, you are just making the best of what you have and optimizing your current schedule. Next, we've got the Ram. So here, this shows us that November will be a very powerful month, a hard-headed month. If you set your mind to something, you are going to do it. And just so you know, we're going from Scorpio season into Sagittarius season. Scorpio season is very intense, hence also why you may have a very short fuse with people, especially if they're testing you, or if you've already told them something once, you don't want to repeat it a million times over. That's one thing that I'm getting here. And then as we move into Sagittarius season on November 22nd, which is more adventurous, you will be very dead set on booking a trip, booking flights to a place you haven't been before. And I see here with the peacock that this all comes from a place of legit confidence that what you're doing is what's meant to happen. You have this bucket list in your head of things you would like to accomplish in this lifetime, and all I can recommend to you really is to make sure that you write that bucket list down and that you just start working on it. Try to do one thing on your bucket list at least like every 2 to 3 months. And that way, if you have like 100-item bucket list, you are sure to look back at each year in your life and confidently be able to say, you know what, I really lived. I really did some of the things I've always wanted to do. So I do see that November is going to be a great month for my Leo babies so far. If you've made it to this point in the video, leave an octopus emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, and that's the only way anyone would know that you're part of the Leo fam. So we'll move further into your reading, shall we? Next up, we've got Hod. So Hod shows us that the month of November brings out the truth. Anyone around you who has been lying, I want you to know that they are going to tell on themselves, all right? If you've been seeing someone and you've kind of been feeling like, maybe they're not quite truthful, or maybe there's just something about them that seems off, like either they're lying about their status, they're lying about whether they're seeing somebody else, they're just overall being a little shifty, I want you to know that this will reveal itself sooner than you expected. Precisely on Monday, November 13th, which is when we've got the new moon in Scorpio, which is, as already mentioned, a very intense sign, and the new moon is a moon that represents fresh beginnings. So that will completely change and alter a relationship in your life, and it just won't be the same like it was before. Like if you feel someone has been brave enough to admit something to you, like an addiction that they're struggling with or a tough time they're going through in life. But of course, it can also be in a sense that you don't want anything to do with the person anymore. If they've been lying to you about how faithful that they are, or how interested that they've been in a connection with you. Now, connect with nature shows us a need to be out and about in the nature. I want you to know that this card is representative of a lack of being outside and actually being out, connecting with the fresh air, the earth, and the different elements all together. So lighting candles, being out in the fresh air, being near bodies of water, doing some little water rituals, all of these things can help you to connect with the elements. And remind yourself here that it will also help you to be able to flexibly deal with any situation, because the 10-90 ratio is really about life being 10% what happens to you, but 90% is how you react to it. Because often we can forget how powerful that we are in our reactions. Those are everything, because our reactions trigger our brain to sense and feel the emotions, right? If you react to this information that you're receiving from someone. For example, if you receive information that someone you know has been lying to you about being able to pay back money to you that you had lent to them, you may want to react in a really furious manner. You may want to tell them that it's not all right. You may want to stress about it, but then you are just allowing yourself to be taken over by these emotions, and your entire experience will be a negative one. But if you learn that your reaction is everything, and you can also just accept what has happened and tell yourself, well, life is really like 90% how I react to it. So if they can't pay it back, what can I really do, right? I mean, then you will find yourself in a space where rather than getting mad, you are seeking advice from a friend, a different one, and then is owing you money, then is owing you an explanation. And that will then give you an idea of what to do. Do you proceed with, for example, a legal case? Do you end up kind of just letting it go? It also depends what kind of money we're talking about, what situation it is. And I see that you will confide in an older man in order to give you the information that you need on what can be done. So again, this could be legal advice. It could also be a friend or a family member that you are just talking to about any situation that you feel is triggering you to react in a manner that would not be helpful to you. And instead, you would like to convert that into a reaction that you know is actually going to get you good results and allow you to not waste time and your emotional sanity on it. So my gorgeous Leo babies, this is the reading that I've received for you, and I hope that you've enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know below in the comment section, as already mentioned, by leaving our octopus emoji below. That way you can let me and others know that you're part of the Leo fam. And as I already mentioned during the intro, don't miss out on this special reading promo on bowlife.com. When you order any item on my website, you receive a reading just like this one sent to your inbox with all of the information that you are meant to receive. So this goes with absolutely any order from my website, and you'll receive the reading within 24 hours of placing the order. And at the time of me publishing this video, this promo is probably just going to be ending, so make sure that you hurry up and get that free 10-minute reading sent to you. So my beautiful Leo babies, this is what I've received for you for November. I hope that you've enjoyed it and that you found it insightful, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my gorgeous Virgo babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your November prediction, where we talk all things Virgo. Okay, so this is the horoscope portion, and during the intro, you got to pick one of the three groups that I had prepared for you, which makes up the pick a card portion of your November prediction. So now, let's talk all things Virgo specifically, shall we? So we've got the Six of Pentacles reversed, as well as the Sun reversed. So I want you to know here that in November, some news is going to be delayed, but it's still going to be good news. That's why the Six of Pentacles shows up in reverse and the Sun shows up in reverse. These are both very positive, favorable cards for Virgo. You are a very useful, detail-oriented sign, and you don't like when things are late. You don't like when things don't work out the way you had planned, but be a little flexible in November, because what you hoped for will come true, but it will be delayed. It will be towards the end of November, all right? So if you're looking for any kind of information about whether you've passed an exam, whether you've got that new job, whether you're able to move and get that down payment for a house, get that loan. Just know it's going to take a little bit of time, but at the end of the day, in the grand scheme, it doesn't matter. The most important is that the news will be positive. And I see here within the Six of Blades that November is actually teaching you to not stress so much, to remind yourself that everything will happen in due time. And sometimes things are delayed to protect your happiness. Like, for example, there was a time where I went through a breakup situation, and at the time I thought, oh my God, this is terrible. Why is this happening right now? But in the end, I was so happy because something amazing came towards me right thereafter that wouldn't have been possible if I was still in that relationship. So remind yourself that sometimes the things that you've hoped and dreamed for, they are just waiting for something else to get out of the way that at the time you think to yourself, oh no, this is terrible. But then when you look back, you're like, this is the biggest blessing that could have ever happened to me. And I see here within the Four of Crystals that November will bring you stability because of this mindset and because you just have faith in yourself and faith in the fact that good things are meant for you. Now, all of my gorgeous Virgos, I want you to know here that as you are ruled by Mercury, it is important to pay attention to Thursday, November 9th, because Mercury enters Sagittarius at this point, which is an extremely adventurous sign. Pairing that with how detail-oriented that you are, it will be an amazing time for you to plan a trip, a vacation, a getaway, all right? Especially if you're feeling burnt out and you haven't been away in a while. This is a great time for you to start booking, even if you are doing it way ahead of time. Even if you're booking for a trip in 2024, the beginning of November, okay, around November 9th, 1 or 2 days before and after November 9th, is a great time for you to search for flights and get good deals, and for you to organize your new adventure in a way that everything will go exactly as it should. Now, next up, we've got the reflective truth, which shows us a lot of self-reflection into acceptance in November. Now, what does that mean? It means looking back at your life and everything that you've done and accomplished and kind of feeling like, you know what? I have a lot that I can be proud of. I actually have a lot that I can just give myself a pat on the shoulder for. And that's what I see here within the reflective truth, that you look at yourself and you think, when you see your reflection, I am beautiful, I am worthy, and I should give myself more credit. You've really gotten to this place of more clarity in the love that you have for yourself and the person that you've become. The third eye portal shows us some clairvoyance. So I wouldn't be surprised for you, my Virgo babies, when during meditation or even while sleeping and napping in November, you have this clairvoyant moment that comes towards you where all of a sudden you see the future and you're seeing different events that are taking place. They are events of the future, but you're seeing them ahead of time because a psychic part of yourself and of your brain is being activated, and it's like your third eye portal is finally open and you're able to receive clarity and move out of confusion. Next up, we have the Knight of Swords. Now, this is somebody coming towards you that is not taking no for an answer. As you can see, they're moving very quickly and they are bringing you some news. This news has to do with your information that you are seeking or waiting for in November to be revealed, right? With this very important kind of message about whether you will pass, whether you will get to that next stage in your life. So the Knight of Swords will be bringing the information to you and will be celebrating with you. The Knight of Swords is a air sign, so a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, and someone who is very creative and adventurous. And I want you to know here within the tower that it's going to be like everything is shooting into the air and like a crazy wild ride in November. All right, so you're going to feel as though you got this big news. It's amazing, it's exciting, but it's also super overwhelming and you don't even know where to begin and where to start. And you just have to remind yourself, sometimes you just need to take things from the top, from the beginning, and you'll be able to solve everything bit by bit, okay, step by step. The Nine of Cups is a card of master manifestation. So your manifestations in November are highly important. Do, for example, meditations with manifestation. Make sure that every single day you are manifesting your dreams by just sitting for literally 3 minutes. That's 180 seconds. And just being in stillness, close your eyes and envision you already living your dream life. Envision you sitting in your dream house, driving your dream car, making sure that you are also envisioning your dream life with, for example, a partner, your own kids, pets, and you're going to your dream job. You're doing your dream daily routine, okay? And all of the little details, feel it like it's already happened, and know that doing this every single day will get you closer to that dream life in a way that month after month, you will start to realize, wow, I'm really building towards this. I'm really creating a reality that I didn't think was possible. And it's all happening through the power of my mind. And we've got to remember this human experience that we call reality, or that we think is reality, is not actually real. It's just our perception. It's just how our brains are functioning and taking all of the information on. So if you can live in a reality where for some people that is poverty, that is misery, that is pain, then you can also live in a reality where for some people that is fame, fortune, well-being, a family life, privacy, whatever it is that you wish for. And just know here that if it's possible for others, it's possible for you. Don't exclude yourself from that equation. So my beautiful Virgo babies, this is the reading that I've received for you, and I hope that you've enjoyed it and found it insightful. Let me know below in the comment section by leaving a cat emoji below. We also have 3 cats here, so, you know, an extra cat coming towards your life wouldn't be a surprise for November. And current cats that you have in your life looking up to you, that goes without say anyways. But just overall, cats are symbolic for the month of November, so leave the cat emoji below in the comment section. And furthermore, I would just like to reiterate that by the time of me uploading this video, there will only be a few hours left of my promo where you receive a free reading just like the one you received right now, sent to your email if you place any order on my website, bowlife.com. So the digital product, which is the video, the reading, that will be sent to you within 24 hours of placing your order, and whatever physical product that you order will be sent within 1 to 3 days of you placing your order and will be with you then very shortly. Also, if you purchase a personal reading on my website as this promo is on, then the 10 minutes that you would receive for free will be added on to the personal reading time. So instead of 20 minutes of a personal reading, you will actually be receiving a 30-minute long personal reading for as long as this promo is active. All the details to this promo when it ends can be found below in the description box. Make sure that you check that out. Now, my gorgeous, gorgeous Virgo babies, thank you so much for being here, for tuning into this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my gorgeous Libra babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your November predictions and horoscopes. And in this portion of the video, we will talk all things Libra, so you can add on to part 1 of the reading where you got to pick from the 3 symbols that I introduced you to at the start of this video. So let's get into it, my gorgeous Libra babies, to figure out precisely what's coming towards you. Oh, we already have a card that wants to speak that popped out of the pile. As I was mentioning, what's coming towards you during the month of November. And I just want you to know that on Wednesday, November 8th, Venus enters Libra, all right? So it's going to be a very fun-loving, passionate time for you then, and your Libra energies are going to be amplified during this time. So first up, I want you to know that the card that popped out of the pile is the 2 of Cups, which is a card that says yes to romance and yes to love. I mentioned to you that on Wednesday, November 8th, Venus is going to be entering its home sign Libra, because as a Libra, you are actually ruled by Venus. And this shows here that there will be some strong, intense feelings of love and partnership. So if you're in a situationship, you will be extra attached to this person. And also, if you are in a romantic relationship and seeing someone regularly, these are going to be really hot, steamy moments where your private life is revived and it's feeling extra intense. So it's important for you to take a look at what your dating life looks like and whether you really want to attach more to the person that you're seeing, because these feelings of love are inevitably coming towards you. Next up, we've got the Empress. So another strong card that speaks of fertility, a wish to start a family, children, and just overall very strong divine feminine energy, and energy of nurturing, of motherhood. Now, if up until this point you thought to yourself, this is not me, I don't resonate with this at all, actually I don't even want any kids, I just want you to know that time in November, okay, like November 8th is going to do a number on you. You're going to start thinking, maybe I could. Maybe I am the kind of person who wants the white picket fence and the love story from the movies, all right? So love and idealizing different forms of love, that is what's coming towards you in November. Your love life is going to be really great. These are both very positive cards when it comes to love and developing a connection, growing a connection, being intimate with somebody physically, but also emotionally speaking. So all my gorgeous Libras, this is already a great beginning for your personal life for the month of November. Let's see what else that we've got. Next up, we've got family. So wanting to have your own family unit is a strong wish in November, and trying to work on that. You are also spending time with your existing family, all right? So parents as well as siblings. I want you to know here that the bond will be very close, very intimate. You will have a lot to tell one another, and there will be hugs. You'll be there with them. This could also be intensified by celebrating Thanksgiving, if that is a holiday you celebrate, and just otherwise being with them, going and physically spending time with your family. Next up in Look to the Stars, I do also see that for my Libra babies, this is an intense time when it comes to astrological transits. And there are a few important ones going on during the month of November. Just as, for example, on November 4th, we've got Saturn going directly into Pisces. November 8th, Venus is entering Libra. On November 9th, Mercury enters Sagittarius, which will be fiery and adventurous. On November 13th, we've got our new moon in Scorpio, which will be a very intense new beginning. It will be a new moon that you just feel overall is bringing you an intensified need for connection and for being with others. And I want you to know that on November 22nd, we are entering Sagittarius season, which will call for adventure and trying new things. And on November 27th, we've got the full moon in Gemini, but all of these deets can also be found in the description box of this video, so feel free to check that out. And having these transits take place with the full moon in Gemini, I just want you to know that this brings a need to talk, to be close, to share feelings and secrets. And actually, when it comes to work, it's kind of taking a little bit of a back seat in November, not because you're not doing well or you're not interested in it. It's just your family life is a bit more important to you. You're really figuring out that the most important thing for you is the moments that you spend with your loved ones. Next up, we've got divine timing. The thing is, you also trust in divine timing, and you feel as though everything is going to come when it's supposed to come. You don't feel as though there's any point in rushing things. You've just come to the conclusion and to your own internal agreement that you will allow for time to do what it needs to, for the universe to perform however it would like, but you know that you are destined for greatness and destined for magic in your life. Furthermore, the number 3 is of importance because Look to the Stars connects to the number 33. Divine timing connects to the number 3. Then we had the Empress, which is the third card of the major arcana. And in family, we've got the number 23. The only card that doesn't have a 3 in it is the Two of Cups. And I want you to know here that having the number 3 show up constantly in November is definitely showing us that the synchronicity of angel number 333 will be guiding you. You will be noticing this number. It will be showing up for you. You will think to yourself, this is getting spooky. Why am I seeing 333 all the time? Like waking up at 3:33 a.m. That's no coincidence. Even checking the clock at 3:33 p.m. Purchasing something and seeing 333 are the last digits of your purchase. Also seeing license plates with the number 333. Driving past a house in November whose number is 333. All right, all of these spooky coincidences are going to reiterate that this is the number that you need to push you towards your rebirth. That's what we've got in the snake. Leave a snake emoji below if you've made it to this point, and to represent the Libra fam, of course. But November brings a rebirth, and you will constantly be nudged about this rebirth coming closer and closer the more frequently you see the number 333. So first you'll see it here and there, and then it will be like daily, and that's when you know, okay, something big is happening. And I see here within the vulture that it's important for you to consume a lot of food in November. Okay, a lot of things that are nutritious, a lot of things with vitamins and minerals, because I do see here that maybe you have been eating enough, but you just haven't had enough nutritious food. There's a huge difference between having a vibrant meal with carbs, with a good portion of proteins and healthy fats, versus a meal that is, for example, only carbs or a lot of fats and sugars without any fiber and minerals. So I definitely see here that the universe is pushing you to watch what you consume very diligently, because it may actually be sabotaging your rebirth or making it more painful than it needs to be if you're not in good shape. Now, the Six of Blades shows us that it's like you're traveling to another place mentally speaking. It's like November will feel like its own little bubble. And the Six of Blades being correspondent to the suit of blades, which is connected to the element of air. And that represents your internal headspace, how you're thinking, what you're doing, and just the results of your thoughts. And the Six of Blades shows us here that you are ready to face the results of your thoughts. If you have had thoughts of positivity, of wanting to be in a family unit or in a healthy relationship, you will start to face the music. If you have been having destructive thoughts, then you will also have to face the music of looking yourself in the mirror and saying, look, I need to speak more kindly about myself and my accomplishments and what comes next. And the Ten of Blades shows us here that by the end of November, you will do a complete 180 when it comes to your rhetoric towards yourself and others. So it is going to be like a aha moment, like a rebirth, a moment of enlightenment in November, where you feel like, oh my God, I really need to make sure that I optimize certain parts of how I think and I behave towards myself especially. And this is actually going to help you to feel more comfortable in your own skin with your decision making. And November is going to bring you a feeling of finally having a fresh start and knowing exactly what to do. Because the thing is, for Libras, you are very diplomatic, you're peace loving, and you like when you have a plan. So you'll make a plan to say affirmations every morning. To create an affirmation circle, you guys know that I've created this deck. It's called my Daily Affirmation Circle, and you put this circle together with your affirmation cards every morning, and it's to start your day on a positive note, already programming your brain to see yourself as a winner. And it's guaranteed to make you feel good. It even says that on the box design. So this is something that I recommend that you do. You can do it with my circle. You can just write it down. And just overall, my gorgeous, gorgeous Libra babies, I see that November is bringing a shift to you that has been necessary for a while. So thank you so much for receiving this reading. If you made it to the end, again, don't forget to leave the snake emoji below in the comment section, and not to plug my own store, before, but I don't want you guys to miss out on this promotion if this is something you've been waiting for. You receive a reading just like this one for free, sent to your email box within 24 hours of any purchase that you make on my website, bowlife.com. The deets are below in the description box, so check those out. And by the time of me uploading and publishing this video on YouTube, there should just be like a day or so left for you to be able to access this promotion. So make sure that you don't miss out on it. So my beautiful Libras, thank you for being here. I'm sending you hugs and love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my beautiful Scorpio babies, and welcome to the Zodiac portion of your November 2023 readings and predictions. So I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed picking from the 3 symbols that I had prepared for you at the start of this video. But now let's talk all things Scorpio and precisely what's coming towards you in November. So I do see some dream journaling, so lots of dreams, and you're actually remembering them. If you're someone who never remembers their dreams, know that in November, you will actually be recalling a lot of them for a good reason. Scorpio season is coming to an end. Emotions are going to be intensified by mid to end of November. So from the 15th up until November 22nd, you will recall on a lot of dreams. And I just want to let you know, just because you cannot remember dreams, it doesn't mean that you don't dream. We dream all the time, but we can only recall very few of them actually. And some of us don't recall dreams at all. And one thing that you're being called to do is to write down these dreams. And I just had a dream a couple weeks ago that had to do with my love life, and it was so vivid and it felt so real, and I can't get it out of my head, even though usually right when I wake up I need to write down what I dreamed about, because otherwise I'll forget. So make sure you keep a journal ready for all of those little in-between dreams that can be meaningful but that you may risk forgetting if you don't write them down. Next up, we've got a beauty ritual. So how many of you, and be honest with me, my beautiful Scorpio baby, have you ever felt like somehow you're not worthy of a beauty routine, of a skincare routine? Like, oh, well, I don't need that, or I'm too young for that, or I can't afford that. I just want you to know here that beauty rituals can be fabulous self-care routines at any budget. And if you're struggling with something like trigger warning, depression, and just overall low feelings of self-confidence, then you may sometimes even struggle to do something as simple as brushing your teeth, or feel like, well, what's the point? I'm feeling down and worthless anyways. And this is some real talk, okay, you guys? I know what it feels like. I have experienced a lot of these emotions as well, and I just want you to know this is a safe space and a space that is encouraging you to take your beauty ritual seriously. Not because it has anything to do with being externally beautiful, but more for the sake and the cause of showing yourself respect, love, and care. And that in turn affecting you positively in your mindset and allowing you to take positive actions in your life to create an existence where you never feel like you are too small or insignificant, where you feel worthy and you actually are able to accept compliments and take all the goodness that life has in store for you. Next up, we've got Imhotep. So I want you to know within Imhotep that this is a visionary kind of vibe and card that shows us you will have an insight into your future during November in these dreams. So take your dreams very seriously, my gorgeous Scorpios, because there will be a dream that will show you precisely where your life is headed. And you will either love that dream and love that vision, or you will think to yourself, oh my God, I need to change things. I need to be healthier. I need to take better care of myself and my needs. So it really depends on where you're at in your journey. And I also see dreaming of a tattoo that you want to get. If you've been thinking of some sort of body modification or to get a specific tattoo, then do know here, my gorgeous Scorpio, that it will come to you in your dream what the final product of this tattoo is supposed to look like. All right, so do know here that within your dream, there will be way more information than ever before this November. So Kali Ma shows us here that there's a spiritual transformation coming for you. And because you're noting your dreams and you're taking them seriously, you're definitely feeling some shifts internally as you listen to these. And for some reason, my camera hasn't been doing this with any other zodiac signs. It continues to get very bright. And sometimes when we've got electronics kind of playing up, it can also be a sign in your reading that there is some strong, light, white energy, radiant energy that's coming from you and towards you. So I want you to know here that November is going to be an enlightening month. It's going to be spiritually very changing. Next up, we've got the walrus calf. And in the walrus calf, we've got this message that your inner world is safe and you embrace all your emotions to create a state of flow, even if you feel unworthy, even if you're going through a little bit of a downward spiral. And I feel like just collectively, the world is in a little bit of a like down place. I feel like anyone who I speak to says something is a little off, something just isn't quite right. Nobody's thriving as much as I felt like people were earlier last year, for example. So I want you to know here in the parrotfish that this calls for you to protect your assets. Don't be careless with what you've worked hard for. It is so important that you protect your little bubble, be it your home, your finances, a hustle that you've built up for yourself, even your relationships, because believe it or not, there are frenemies out here. Okay, I've seen it with my own eyes. I don't have any frenemy type people in my circle, or not that I know of. I'm pretty 100% sure that I don't have anyone like that in my circle. But sometimes when you confide in people and you tell them your deepest, darkest fears and secrets, you'd be surprised how many of them go behind your back and make use of those. Like the amount of times I have heard of friends or best friends even confiding in their friend of decades, of many years, about relationship issues, and then that same best friend flirting with their partner or making it even worse, or even sleeping with their partner. You know, those types of scenarios is where you just got to be really careful whom you share what with. Next, we have the 1090 ratio from my Wild Muse Oracle deck. So I just want you to know, first and foremost, this deck is almost sold out, all right? The link is below in the description box. You guys immediately reordered my last restock, and now we're almost out again. And I will be reprinting it, but if you don't want to wait, I would grab it ASAP is what I meant to say. So the 1090 ratio is all about life being 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. So bear in mind here that yes, things can happen that are not great, but in November, you're planning ahead. You're not even letting it get to that point. You understand that if you manage your finances now, then when your finances get even better, when you make even more money, you're not going to have to worry, because you could manage a smaller amount, which you can apply that knowledge onto any amount of money almost. I mean, of course, you will learn along the way, but you are understanding the concept of starting small and applying that knowledge and that discipline to future ventures as well. And in Be Open to Receiving, I can definitely see that you are 100% in the mindset of getting gifts, and you will get gifts in November, okay? And it may also be because you've got your birthday during the month of November, and maybe belated birthday gifts as well if your birthday has already passed at the time of you watching this, and receiving gifts in the form of compliments, in the form of also a new opportunity for a fresh cycle in your life. And I just want you to know here that being open to receiving is something to get comfortable with, all right? Because when you're open to receive, the universe knows you're ready for more, and therefore will send you more to receive. So my gorgeous Scorpio babies, this is the reading that I've received for you, and I hope that you've enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Do leave a little rose emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you're a Scorpio and you made it to the end of your reading, because that's the only way you would know that you're a Scorpio. And then last but not least, if you would like to receive a free reading just like this one, but more personal about everything that you need to hear and know, I still have have my Halloween promo going on at the time of me publishing and uploading this video to YouTube, but there's only a couple days left by the time this video is up for you to place an order on my website bowlife.com, and any order that you place will receive a free reading sent to the email address that you use to place your order with, and then you can download that reading, watch it, and receive any important messages that you still needed to hear. So make sure you don't miss out on this promo. All of the details are below in the description box, as well as when it ends and exactly how to get this free reading sent to you. So my gorgeous Scorpio babies, thank you so much for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my stunning Sagittarius babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your November 2023 predictions and readings. I hope that you enjoyed picking the 3 symbols that I had prepared for you during the intro of the video, and that you received the first part of your reading, and now you can add on the Sagittarius portion to get a full prediction and horoscope of November. So it is essential that you add these 2 parts together to create your own personal reading. So we'll get straight into it. As I always like to say, take the messages that resonate, because I'm going to go into great detail, and if something doesn't resonate, just leave it, okay? Don't overthink it. It may also just come up at a later time for you. So first up, we've got the crocodile as well as the scorpion. I want to talk about the crocodile first, as this card showed up as the very first card for you, which is a card that is about patience, about letting time work its magic. If you are in a situation where you're waiting for something, you feel kind of like restless, you're impatient, you want things to change in your life already. You already want to live that dream life, be in that amazing relationship. I just want you to know here, it is important that you practice patience, because when you have these, whenever the universe senses vibes that are a little bit desperate, I just want you to know that everything will be pushed back even more, all right? And things will just take longer, because desperation is like a repellent to anything that you desire. So of course you should work hard, you should work towards your goals, but not with an air of needing them, not with an air of desperation or neediness. And here within the Scorpion, I want you to know that Scorpio season will be happening until November 22nd, which is a very intense period of time. So I would not be surprised if my Sagittarius babies are a little restless, if you exaggerate some situations in your life, if you feel hurt by somebody. I wouldn't be surprised if you go off on them a little bit and you really defend your position more than you usually would. But the thing here about being defensive is that these placements are pushing you to be more defensive than usual. And it is important to also remind yourself that there's no point in defending your actions or your viewpoint to someone who has already been committed to misunderstanding you and to not even being open-minded enough to hearing you out. And it's important for you to remember there are people who are worth your patience, okay? Friends and family who have proven to want to be in your life, and then there are people who are not worth your patience, who are not worth you trying to defend your viewpoint. And narcissists, for example, are a big no for you, and I see that it has already taken strength in the past for you to end relationships and friendships with narcissists. And here, having this tiger symbol shows us that you're not playing games in November. It is an intense time. It is a time of a lot of emotionality, and you simply cannot afford to be around people who are triggering to you. So I see that it is going to be very hard to remove yourself from people that you do care about and you do love, but you know that you just need to be stronger than being in toxic relationships, my beautiful Sagittarius babies. And it is especially very much the case for any of you who are in situationships, romantically speaking. You need to end that ish, okay? You need to have the strength to walk away. Stop defending your worth. Stop defending your value. If someone doesn't see it, then that is a loss for them. Don't give them a second chance. I have literally been in situationships with people, and then when it came down to, okay, what are we going to do? And they act like they're insecure about me, and everything I bring to the table, honey, you're gone. I'm ghosting you. I'm not even going to block you or anything. And those people still watch all of my stories. They are obsessed. And I'm sure if I were to write them today, they would immediately want to link back up. But there is no chance that I'm going to do that, because you are not going to undermine my value and kind of attempt in that case to make me feel less than, and then expect me to still come back and give you another chance. No, no, no. And you are lucky, my Sagittarius baby, that you are strong, that you have the confidence to overcome some things that would have broken other people. And I see that a huge help in this is family. And that's where you're also being called to spend more of your time. Go to family engagements. If you, for example, celebrate things like Thanksgiving in November, make sure you spend a lot of time prepping with them, helping them out, organizing with them, getting excited. Maybe just spend a couple dollars per person. You can order something now and it will be here for that time. And order something that you know would make them happy and make them feel special. Go the extra mile for your family, whether that be blood-related family or family of your choice. Because one thing about family is that you don't get to pick your family, but as you get older, you're also able to add people to your family who you're not necessarily related to, but who have shown, in some cases, even more loyalty than your blood family, or who have given you even more support than your blood-related family. So don't judge what type of family you've built for yourself. Just know that you're fortunate to have some people to count on, because there are people in this world who are very lonely and who have absolutely no one and would kill to have the kind of connections that you have got. I see here within healthy boundaries, and I'm immediately getting this sense of it's about work. Work is trying to keep you there longer. Work has the audacity to try to compromise your boundaries. And it's just like this game of finding a scapegoat. That's what I see here in healthy boundaries, and of also just pushing to the limit and seeing how far they can go with you. So healthy boundaries shows us here that saying no is an essential thing for you to learn, especially when it comes to your work and when it comes to setting the bar for having a personal life. Okay, you have your own family, you have your own interests, your own hobbies, your own things that you want to do. You're setting boundaries because there is no way that you're not going to do the things that you want to do just in order to please another person who is not even paying your bills sufficiently, or isn't even going to give you more money for the time you've invested. Doesn't make you feel good, doesn't do anything for you, but just expects extra labor. And here I see 0 F's given. Like, you do not care anymore. You have played the game of being nice, and it has come to bite you in the butt multiple times on many occasions. And it's not like you are being rude or mean now. It's just that you understand not everything is worth you overthinking or worrying about. And this is especially the case for any kind of connections and people who you know don't even have your long-term health and well-being at heart. It's not even within their interest. And here in the 7 of Pentacles, you know what you want to get done and what you want to accomplish in this lifetime. And you understand that in order to get there, you also just need to protect your sanity, honestly. There's no point in overworking yourself and burning out, and then in the end, not even being able to enjoy any of the things that you worked hard for. So you're all about balance. And within justice, it is also extremely clear here that when it comes to your life, you want things to be done in a fair way. You cannot stand injustice. You are all about diplomacy, and you may have some strong Libra placements in your birth chart. That's one thing that I'm getting here, strong Libra placements. And you absolutely do not like when people are on this high horse or don't walk their talk but are always preaching to other people. And you're just calling them out on it and creating healthy boundaries with people who are like that, because it's not your vibe. It's not what you want to do. And the Page of Cups shows us that in November, you will get really great news. You will get an email with an amazing opportunity sent to you. I see that here in the Page of Cups. And it is also a great time for you to spend quality time with someone that you love, romantically speaking, and it will kind of create a dynamic of extra trust in that relationship to the point where you really feel like you want to spend the rest of your life with this person. And I want to figure out precisely on what day actually you will receive this email, what day of the month of November. Okay, so we've got the 1st, so November may already start off amazingly well. You will receive some great news on the 1st. It's a little hard to see the number here, but just trust me, it says number 1. And then let's add one more number for you, all right, to look out for when it comes to dates in November. We've also got the 14th for some amazing news that's coming towards you, which makes a lot of sense because the new moon is taking place on November 13th in Scorpio, and the new moon is always representative of new beginnings and new opportunities. So that is definitely something for you to watch out for, all of my gorgeous Sagittarians. And in the star, this email that you will be receiving will renew your hope greatly for your dreams and aspirations. The star is a card that shows you being reflective, but also finding like a light at the end of the tunnel and hope to hold on to, and that shows you that no, you're not crazy. Actually, what you would like to do with your life is totally doable, is totally something that is achievable, and all that you need to do is take action and wait for the results to roll in. The 7 of Pentacles shows that you are not opposed to hard work, which makes you very different from a lot of the other signs this month. So take advantage of the fact that you are showing up more than others to create a better reputation for yourself and take bigger steps towards your large goals. So my beautiful Sagittarius babies, this is the reading that I've received for you. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave an emoji of a burger below in the comment section, because that's the only way you would know that you're a Sagittarius baby who made it to the end of their prediction, because it's just such a random emoji. So leave that below for me and others to know that you're part of the Sagittarius fam. And I also just want to point out that my promo at the time of me publishing this video is still on, where with any purchase on my website BowLife, so any deck, any crystal, any jewelry, even the ones that I'm wearing right now, will receive a free reading just like the one that you got right now, which is in detail about everything that you need to know. It's more personal, and it will be sent to your email address within 24 hours of you placing your order. So all the deets to that promo, because it was a Halloween promo, can be found below in the description box. And I hope at the time of you receiving this reading, you're still able to participate in it and make use of it. So my gorgeous Sagittarians, thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, my beautiful Capricorn babies, and welcome to your November 2023 horoscopes. And I hope that you enjoyed part 1 of your reading, where you got to pick from the 3 groups that I introduced you to during the intro of this video. So you can add that onto this Capricorn only part in order to receive your very own private November prediction and reading. So let's get into it, shall we? First up, we've got positive affirmations for you. During the month of November, creating positive affirmations around your life is highly important. For some reason, my Capricorns, you are very hard on yourself. You are very hard on your accomplishments, on the goals that you still have, on everything that you have been able to do in your life so far. And it seems as though you are finding it hard to be satisfied with the work that you're putting in. And a great way for you to turn this notion around is to create positive affirmations every single day. I do have something that can help you with that. Actually, I just thought of bringing up my daily affirmation circle. So actually, let's add some of these affirmations into your November prediction so you can repeat these affirmations in November, because these were meant for you and for this month specifically. So first up, I trust my instincts. If there are big decisions to be made, my gorgeous Capricorns, trust your instincts, trust your gut feeling, because your gut doesn't lie. And next up, we have I am always protected. Do not worry whatsoever about whether your success will be to the degree that you want it to be. You're protected by your guides and your angels, and you will find your way in life, just like you have up until the point of watching and receiving this horoscope reading. I am open to new experiences. That's another affirmation for you. Don't be afraid to try something new that you've never done before. Don't feel as though just because you've never done it that you can't learn and become good at it. Be open to new experiences, because there will be some opportunities to experience something crazy coming towards you in November. And then lastly, we've got, I have all the skills I need to succeed. So in order to succeed, you also just need to believe that you've got the skills, you've got everything that it takes. So I do want you to know that these are your affirmations for November. And in order to create daily affirmation circles, you would just pull 6 of these cards, place them into a circle such as this one, and every single day you will be able to create a daily affirmation circle of affirmations that you need on that particular day. So I will leave the link to that below in the description box for you. Next up, we've got a sweet treat. So my absolutely gorgeous Capricorn babies, I want you to understand that the month of November will bring a lot of sweet treats to you, maybe a little unhealthy foods even, but it's okay, enjoy them. Know that some of these are only for November, so if someone makes some homemade sweet treats, try them, enjoy them. Remind yourself that you are allowed to enjoy these treats. You are allowed to enjoy yourself. You don't always need to figure out what kind of repercussions it may have for your weight or your body. Enjoy some of the sweetness that November has to offer, and know here within Hecate that you're doing a lot of past life healing in November. If you're spending time with family, for example, during Thanksgiving, and just in general in November, you're doing some healing of some trauma that has been passed down for generations, because trauma actually does get passed down. It has been scientifically proven as to where traumatic experiences from your parents and grandparents and great-grandparents can be passed down to you. And of course, you wouldn't know this because it's within your cells. You can do healing. You can find a part of yourself that is strong enough to get over some of these traumas that have been passed down, so you don't continue to pass down these traumas to future generations. And you're doing the work. I see in Inanna that believing in yourself is essential for November, especially if you feel as though many times in your life you weren't sure whether you're worthy, whether you deserve all of these things that you dream of and desire. But as I always like to say, there's a reason why you're here receiving this reading. And if no one has told you this today yet, allow me to be the one to say it. You are worthy, you are beautiful inside and out, you are brave, and you are the type of individual that we want to see shine in this world. So believe in yourself first and foremost, because in order for others to believe in you and also to treat you respectfully, it starts with you. As much as we want to live in this world where everyone is kind to one another, you first need to be kind to yourself, or that will rub off on how others treat you. Next up, in the whale shark, let your heart lead you. Okay, you have this internal roadmap. There have been roadblocks in the past where you weren't sure what to do. Let your heart be the one that's telling you what decision to make. In November, you will be put before some challenging decisions when it comes to moving and picking up your life and just starting off fresh somewhere else, and also doing a complete career change. That's what I'm getting here with the whale shark. And it's important that you allow for your heart to lead you, that you don't overthink what others may want you to do or what may look best to the public, but that you do what feels best and most authentic. And next up, we've got the great white shark, which is all about going for it. So striking when the iron is hot, making sure that anything that you do, You do it when the iron is hot. You do it right when the opportunity presents itself. Don't wait. Don't overthink it. If you feel like something is right, go for it. If the opportunity presents itself and you know it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, just go for it, my gorgeous Capricorn babies. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink whether you are able to stem the responsibility. You will figure it all out as you go down the road of discovering more of your strengths and all of your capabilities that you have not even scratched the surface of. So my beautiful Capricorn babies, this is the reading that I've received for you, and I hope that you've enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Feel free to let me know below in the comment section by leaving a shark emoji below. That way me and others will know that you made it to the end and that you're a Capricorn baby. And furthermore, I would just also like to point out to you that I do still have this promo going on my website, BowLife, where with any order you receive a free reading just like this one with everything that you need to know right now sent to the email that you used to place the order. And all infos for the promo, as well as up until when it runs, can be found below in the description box. So make sure that you don't miss out on that. So my gorgeous souls, thank you for being here. I'm sending you hugs and unlimited amounts of love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my beautiful Aquarius babies, and welcome to your November horoscope portion of your prediction. I hope that you enjoyed picking from the 3 symbols I had prepared for you during the intro in order to receive part 1 of your reading, but now we are going to talk all things Aquarius for the month of November and see precisely what's happening for you. I'm going to get into great detail, so make sure that you lean back, relax, and enjoy, and take in all of the messages that resonate. If there's anything that doesn't apply to your situation, simply leave it. Don't overthink it, because a lot of you do message me and say that these things come up at a later time past you watching the video. So let's get into your reading. First up, we've got the seahorse. I see that November will bring your family back together. If there has been a family feud, disagreement, and overall tension in your family and with loved ones, November is reuniting you. It is also the month that a lot of people actually are celebrating Thanksgiving in, so that may be another reason that we're moving into festive season, that we're understanding life is very short, especially also seeing all of the tragedies that are going on planet Earth, and it just makes you want to be closer with your family and not waste any time arguing. You will feel that and exemplify that, and even the most stubborn family member will come around and say, you know what, I don't want to waste this precious time. Next up, we've got the fox, and I feel we have another card behind this. Oh yeah, we do, which is the frog. So I do see here that with the fox, there's this very cunning spirit of having fun, and you're actually like the jokester during the month of November with your friends and your family. But are you hiding some deeper emotions that need to be healed? Because I do see here within the frog that there is some hurt that needs to be healed. There is some personal growth that you need to go through, and there are possibly even some journaling prompts that you really need to look into through meditation, through self-reflection. So while on the outside you seem to always have it together, on the inside I see that there is some healing that you just need to confront yourself about. And I hope you can appreciate my honesty and the fact that it is great that you are the life of the party, but at the same time, know that if there is some underlying pain or something bothering you and you are ignoring it or neglecting it, that is actually just going to harm you. That is literally self-harm, and you got to be careful with that, my gorgeous Aquarius babies, because you can tend to keep your feelings to yourselves, and you can tend to be so independent and rebellious that you're even a little detached. So next up, we have the Six of Swords. A huge change of heart is coming to you in November. You decided for something in the past, but in November you're changing your mind completely. Like that decision has to do with a relationship with someone. You maybe saw that it's not going to go anywhere, but November just has you seeing things differently and wanting to embrace that change of heart. In connectivity to the frog and the fox, I just also see that you may have even like demonized or villainized things such as your mental health and therapy, and that it's unnecessary or a waste of money. But again, here the Six of Swords shows a change of heart for you. I also want you to know that the Six of Swords is representative of the fact that you are not afraid to embrace a side of yourself that just needs to travel. So to get out of your city and state and to move to a different place, at least temporarily, even if it's just a couple days, to refresh your mind and see things from a new perspective. Now, the Fool is a very interesting card that shows us a fresh beginning for all my beautiful Aquariuses during the month of November. Now, the Fool is the first card of the major arcana, and it describes a new beginning. It describes spontaneity and the fact that you're almost like in a space of feeling so excited for a new beginning that you're not even realizing there could be danger here in this hole that you're like just jumping into, in this rabbit hole that you're unafraid to explore. But you just ask yourself, yeah, sure, there could be danger, but I could also have the time of my life. I could also go on an adventure just like Alice did when she went down the rabbit hole to Wonderland. And this is just a chance and a risk you're willing to take for November. And I see here within Temperance that an important message for you is to not overdo it, okay? Have fun, but be mindful of temptation. Temperance shows us here that you need balance in order to be healthy. You need a combination of doing what you feel like doing, but also just knowing your personality. If you have an addictive personality, don't even go down the rabbit hole or take any chances with any substances. If you're somebody who likes unhealthy foods and alcoholic beverages, just know it is highly important for you to be careful when it comes to that, okay? Because November has the tendency to make you go overboard, but there's a reason you're here, there's a reason you're receiving this reading, and that is to stop you from the Ten of Swords happening, you know, from having like days-long hangovers, feeling like you're just done with life and like overall you are completely burnt out. That is one thing you can avoid with the right approach to temperance, the right approach to making sure you enjoy your life, but you also don't overdo it in an impulsive and destructive manner. The Ten of Swords shows here that if you get talked into the peer pressure of just letting loose too much, I want you to know November will have some hangover days. You will have some days of not feeling your healthiest. But again, you're receiving this reading so you can avoid that and so you can channel your energy into the new adventures that you're seeking out here within the Fool. So next up, we've got the Sweet Treat. I want you to know, all of my gorgeous Aquarius babies, that in November, there will be some homemade baked goods. Don't overthink your diet or your body. Try to just enjoy the sweet treats. And if you have been missing out on some sweetness and you just overall, like, you're not addicted to sugar, but you feel bad when you're having something sugary like a sweet treat, try to find alternatives that you feel good about, that you really enjoy having, but also don't leave you feeling like you just did something bad and unhealthy that set you back when it comes to your diet. And positive affirmations are important for November. You need a little pick-me-up, my gorgeous Aquarius babies. It is essential that you repeat affirmations to yourself or write them down. Use my affirmation circle deck every single day. It works wonders, trust me. And just overall, repeat positive things about yourself to yourself. You deserve it. It's about time that you do so, because one thing with you is that you often don't give yourself credit where credit is due, and that just adds to the emotional backlog that needs to be expressed. When you have unexpressed emotions, it's not always a negative thing. Sometimes what you've left unexpressed is the fact that it is finally time to give yourself credit where credit is due, and also praise yourself. Now here we have the number 2 in faith, and remind yourself that faith overcomes adversity. And actually, you overcome the adversity, but faith helps. And this is something that humans have had and used for centuries. Just having faith and belief in something has helped people overcome illnesses, terminal illnesses, any kind of challenges in work and in their private life. Having faith in yourself helps you to accomplish huge goals that you set before yourself that you've always wanted to accomplish. So know here that yes, in the end, you need to overcome these things, but faith really helps. And next up, we've got the number 7 and the good life. A life well lived is a life lived in. Don't forget to just live it up, all right? Just because you're not drinking as much, or you're not smoking, or just having any kind of substances that can make the experience even more intense, it doesn't mean that it's not an awesome experience. I understand it's super socially accepted to have all of these substances to just kind of make our experiences to be perceived as different, or to numb the pain, or to distract us, but actually feeling your true feelings can be the most potent, the most intoxicating, and also the most intense. So know that living a good life is a life where you're authentically living what you're feeling and going through and sensing, rather than numbing what you're truly experiencing through, for example, scrolling through social media endlessly, or as already mentioned, consuming certain substances and ignoring pain. When you really live your life fully and you feel into every pocket of your existence, once you get used to it, you will never want to go back, trust me. So my beautiful Aquarius babies, this is the reading that I've received for you, and I truly hope you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Don't forget to leave a fox emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here and that you received this reading, because the only way anyone would know is if they're an Aquarius and they left a fox emoji in the comment section. I also just want to remind you that my promo where you receive a free reading with every order is probably still active by the time of me publishing this video to YouTube. All the deets are below, but basically the thing is, if you order anything from my website bowlife.com, you will receive an email within 24 hours of placing your order with your very own private reading with messages that you need to hear. And that is a promo that I've done now for this Halloween season, and you guys have been enjoying it so much. I announced it on my Instagram as well as on Twitch, and you guys have just been ordering like crazy. Any order that you place receives a reading, and if you place another order, then you receive another reading, obviously a different reading than the first one. So make sure that you enjoy this promo. The deets are below in the description box. Check it out, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my beautiful Pisces babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your November 2023 readings and predictions. I hope that you enjoyed part 1, where you got to pick from 3 groups that I introduced you to during the intro of this video. But now let's talk all things Pisces for the month of November, shall we? And I just want to point out that on Saturday, November 4th, Saturn goes direct in Pisces, which may leave you feeling very emotional. I know, who needs more of that as a Pisces? And I just also want to point out to you that when Saturn goes direct in Pisces, you may feel more adventurous than usual. You may feel like you need a little bit more structure in order to do all of these adventures. Okay, so reorganizing in order for you to have your headspace free and clear at home. So outside of the home, you can do more newness. Okay, you can take advantage of the free headspace you've created and feeling like a real organized adult, and just putting yourself in rooms and situations of authority. So next we've got the Chariot as well as the Nine of Pentacles, or shall I say first up. Now, I want you to know here that the Chariot is actually a symbol of moving forward and of making progress. The Chariot shows us here that the month of November is going to be a fast-paced one, where you also feel as though you're finally living it up in a way that you haven't done before because you feel less insecure. And the Nine of Pentacles shows us that part of why you feel less insecure is because your work, your studies, your professional approaches and attempts are going really well, and you can tell that up until the end of the year you're actually going to really smash it. So the Chariot and the Nine of Pentacles shows that you're enthusiastic, you want to keep moving forward in November, and your guides are definitely pushing you to continue to test your limits in a good way and to see just how successful you can end the year. So let's move forward with the Three of Pentacles that we just received for you. The Three of Pentacles shows us that you are working with like-minded people in November. And that is the best approach for you, to be as successful as possible, as quickly as possible. Because the Three of Pentacles is definitely a card that shows us that teamwork, planning, and competence are your main MOs for this month. You don't want to work with disorganized people anymore. When you say you're going to deliver something, you do it, because you know that such behavior builds your self-confidence. And furthermore, the Three of Pentacles shows that people really need this kind of mindset to even be around you. You don't want to be around anyone who just makes false promises and sells you this dream of what could be without ever delivering even like 10% of it. But unfortunately, there are a lot of people like that out here, but you're protecting yourself from those. You're reading resumes and you're seeing how people behave versus what they say. Next up, we've got the Eight of Pentacles, which corresponds to making a lot of progress in growing professionally and making your skills outstanding. So the Eight of Pentacles shows that you will be spending a lot of time in self-study on how you can be better professionally speaking in all of your attempts that have to do with who you want to become professionally speaking. And aside from the Chariot, which is a card from the major arcana within the tarot, we have only cards of the suit of Pentacles. We had the Three of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles. And in case you forgot, the suit of Pentacles corresponds to the element of earth, and it speaks of everything that is finite and in the earthly realms. Like, for example, your time, your health, money, material resources. So these are very important for you during the month of November. That's where your focus is. And the Three, the Nine, and the Eight of Pentacles are positive cards when it comes to this suit of Pentacles. If you would have received the Five of Pentacles, for example, I would be worried that something is not working out. I would be worried that overall you're in a place of destruction, of financial loss. But no, you're only in a space of financial gain, and also gain in wisdom, in order to, in the future, continue to thrive, continue to gain. The Eight of Pentacles is about self-study. So you're spending a lot of time studying your craft and becoming an expert. And in the Three of Pentacles, not only are you learning to really enjoy teamwork and delegation, but you are also kind of swapping your ideas with other people who you can already tell will bring you some great insight and info, and you're networking, because people do say that your network is your net worth, and you're making sure that you're networking with other people in order to continue to grow your network, who could also potentially help you further your career, and vice versa. You want this to be a mutually beneficial connection at all times. You are a giver, so it can be hard for you to take, but you're understanding that sometimes you've got to do that with no strings attached. Don't always feel like because someone has done something for you, like there are now strings that are attached, or you immediately need to reciprocate with the same or an even bigger gesture. When someone wants to do something for you, trust that they are doing it because they truly want to, and don't feel like this makes you captive to them in any sense. Try to just say thank you and to carry on with your pursuits. And when you're able to genuinely help that same person in return, do so from the heart as well, because the opportunity will present itself. Don't force yourself to immediately gift someone something back if they do something for you, or immediately reciprocate in the same way. When you're spending too much energy overthinking, because that's really what this is. You're just overthinking. You're just trying to find a way in order to not be the person that is just a taker. And this is so typical for empaths as well as givers. You are so uncomfortable and always worried about being a taker because you are naturally just not like that. You're naturally always in the position to give, and you never want to be seen as that person that just takes without ever providing value back. But if you're here, you're receiving this reading, I can assure you, people can tell that you are naturally a giver. No one has ever thought, oh, this Pisces baby just always takes and takes and never gives anything in return. They're selfish. They aren't very charitable. No one has ever thought that in their entire lives about you, okay? So focus as well on looking to the stars and looking at the different astrological dates in November. The important ones I have written down in the description box of this video, so check them out. Just to remind you, we've got a new moon in Scorpio on Monday, November 13th, and a full moon in Gemini on Monday, November 27th. And I want you to know the new moon in Scorpio on the 13th is going to be very intense. You will feel all the feels and in a Scorpio way, which is so not natural to Pisces because you are way softer than the kind of like toxic edge that Scorpio can have. Sorry to say it, but Scorpio really can be a little toxic. And with November 27th, the full moon in Gemini, communication is something that's important to you. So surround yourself with people who can talk about anything. Okay, people who aren't afraid to discuss difficult topics, and even, for example, doing like a chill evening with doing face masks and a beauty ritual and so on. I definitely see here with the full moon in Gemini that that is something that will be so soothing to you. So if you want to plan a girls' night, a boys' night, just like a friend's night with anyone close to you, and to do some fun beauty rituals together, even watching movies, do so for the end of November. Plan that then. And if you're, for example, celebrating Thanksgiving with people, try to bring things along that make you feel like you are connecting with them beyond just a dinner. So you can bring cards, you can bring, as I said, some face masks, some sheet masks, you can bring some sort of like little game with you, like a game board, so you can play together, and you can just make sure that you're really, really strengthening all of the relationships and communicating lots. The red fox shows us that you are able to shapeshift in November. So any invitation you're getting, any room you're being put in, you can confidently stand in that room, present yourself and your ideas, and honestly, nobody is going to question whether you belong. The red fox shows us that you were raised in a way that you have manners, you have poise, you are elegant, and people can just see that even if the background you come from is not the wealthiest, like you weren't born into a family of multimillionaires or billionaires, you were still raised in a way to have such classy manners that you can even be in a room with people of generational wealth and you would not stand out as not belonging. Here in the common tortoise, remind yourself to just keep going steadily and in a disciplined fashion. Sometimes we feel like our little habits and our little patterns aren't making that big of a difference. And since these two gorgeous animals showed up, I feel inclined to tell you the story if you don't already know it. So the fox and the tortoise were in a race, and the fox, got ahead of himself because he said, of course I'm going to win against you, tortoise. Of course I'm going to win this prize in this race. You're slow, you're a tortoise. And he was so sassy and so egocentrical about, well, I'm a fox, I'm so fast. He was boasting about himself. He was overly confident and also very arrogant. And the fox ran, and it looked like he would, of course, win the race, while the common tortoise was just, taking little baby steps, little tortoise steps. And then the red fox felt like he was so ahead of the game, saw absolutely no danger, no competition in the common tortoise. So he decided to take a nap because that's just how sassy he felt. Like he wanted to say, I can even sleep on you and I will still win. And guess what? He overslept the common tortoise one step at a time, being disciplined, being steady on, got to the finish line of the race, won against the red fox, which was mega embarrassing for the red fox. And it just shows you that steady but consistent and without an overblown ego and with leaving any kind of arrogance or ego at the door, you will be far more successful and go far further than anyone who is maybe naturally gifted or talented or faster at something, but they're only excited about it for a moment, then they get boastful, and then they forget what the goal even was. All right, so stay on the side of the common tortoise and remind yourself here, my gorgeous Pisces babies, that you've got this in November. So I hope that you've enjoyed this reading and found it insightful. Leave a tortoise emoji below to manifest this kind of vibe and mindset, to claim this, and to remind yourself of the fact that slow and steady always wins the race in the long run. And furthermore, I just wanted to remind you that by the time of me publishing this video, the promo is probably still on for just a couple extra days on my website, where any order you place on Bolt Life receives a free reading just like this one that you received right now, and it is emailed to you within 24 hours of you placing your order. And if you place multiple orders, you will of course receive multiple different readings every single time. All the deets to this promo can be found below in the description box, so make sure that you don't miss out on it. So my absolutely beautiful Pisces babies, thank you for spending this divine time and space with me. I'm sending you so much love and abundance, and I can't wait to catch up with you during one of my upcoming readings.